going to take this opportunity, however, to suggest that we all hail Qapla. That's all I'm saying.
Forgive me, Doctor. I'm receiving a number of distress calls. I don't doubt it.
Y'all remember the 50 waitresses. Have a mighty fine night.
You come in peace, surrender or be destroyed. Here to make war, we surrender.
Falsehood, important news are giving you people.
When the appointed hour arrives, the Marauders will deactivate their cloaking devices and begin transporting Klingon shock troops directly to the landing zone.
Landing zone? Where? Tell me.
Why not? Your feeble weapons will be useless against us. We will kill all your males and take your females to mate with.
All right. And the Federation's taking over, whether you like it or not. You people, you've been running this planet like a seaport planet. From now on, it's going to be under one roof. You're going to run it like a business. That means you're going to make a profit.
Look, these 3 words written larger than the rest, with a special pride never written before, or since. Tall words, proudly saying, "We the people."
Hi, I'm Nicole DeBoer. I played Lieutenant Ezri Dax on DS9, and I welcome you to Birdo Prey 5 channel. Hail Karoga.
Hello world, it's Birdo Prey 5 Qapla, and welcome to an impromptu open line Tuesday, or Tuesday, October 20th, 2020. Yes, 10/20/2020. I'm not repeating myself. That is the date, at least here in the United States. Elsewhere, it might be 2010/2020. Either way, there's an awful lot of 20s in the date. I guess the most possible 20s, being that there is no 20th month yet. One day the Earth orbit will slow that we will have 20 months. But, that could take a while. Anyway. Welcome. Springtime was first. Yes, you were springtime. Qapla. And Joseph Petrix says, greetings from the future. Greetings, Joseph. Good to see you. Not Ryan Johnson says hello and Qapla. Not Ryan Johnson, our newest channel member. Thank you, Not Ryan Johnson. And let me thank all of our channel members at this time, since you can see I took it out of the intro video. Thank you to our Karogan governor, Cinnabon Bunny. Thank you to our Karoga citizens, Pixelate and Illegal Clown. And thank you to the friends of Karoga, Joseph Petrick, Carlo Albanese, Rock Solid Productions, Captain Trek, 47 Yorktown, JP's Tabernacle, Wesley Crusher, Alexander, I can't pronounce your last name, and Not Ryan Johnson, and also to our subscribestar.com supporters, Thomas, Life with Matthew, Resolute Germ, John D, and Brian J. Hail Karoga. Thank you all so much. And we will continue. Not Ryan Johnson says, Bird is late yet again. No, I was perfectly on time. I saw it. I saw the count reach 20 and I hit start. Karoga Knight says, hail Karoga. Hail Karoga indeed. Karoga Knight, the most valuable commodity in Karoga. Yitza says, Bird is never late. He is merely latent. No, I am neither latent nor late today. 47 Yorktown says, greetings, everybody. Greetings, 47 Yorktown. Bradley Briggs says, a wizard is never late. He arrives exactly when he means to. And Algorithmus says, you're a wizard, Harry. You're a wizard, Harry. I saw the Harry Potter movie, some of them. Bradley Briggs says, being a wizard in Harry Potter is a lot like being a mutant in X-Men. Your powers activate when you hit puberty. Is that how it works? Bradley Briggs says, how else would he have not have known he was a wizard? Well, I think his parents or his guardians kept him away from wizarding. They didn't give him a little wizard stick. Angrimus's magic spell on his memory, maybe. Bradley Briggs, I can't tell what that emoji is. Bradley Briggs, is that a sad emoji? I'm not sure. Rambling Canuck says, hello, Berto Prey and all Qapla rambling. Angrimus says, how about the younglings? Well, Nephew O'Prey was good. Sis O'Prey called earlier. She took him out for a walk, not like a dog. He was in a carriage, stroller, whatever they call it. They had a walk around her town. Good walk. Angrimus's Willow series greenlit at Disney Plus. Peter Dinklage to play villain role. You know, I don't know anything about the Willow series, Uncle Remus. Mr. CCDV, Qapla, Berto Prey. He says, Qapla, Mr. CCDV. And he says, hello to everyone. And Rock Solid says, bets on Berto Prey being late today. No, it was on time. I was on time. 47 Yorktown says, hello, young sir. And he puts in a note. Oh, no anti-tracker. And no yes, definitely good no anti-tracker emoji. I did not fall asleep, Uncle Remus. Cinnabon Bunny says, hello, it snowed 4 inches so far. Wow, and it's still snowing. Wow, and by quite the angry bunny is Cinnabon. I'm sorry to hear that. Hashtag idle your Jeeps. Definitely. Rock Solid says, hashtag officially late. No. Mountains of Elysium says, greetings, Berto Prey, Mamo Prey, Sisso Prey, Chico Prey, and fellow nerds, greetings, Mountains of Elysium. Positive Candor, Qapla, Positive Candor. Positive Candor did a quite a long stream for him on Aliens today. Not Aliens like from outer space, but Alien movie franchise. Rock Solid says, Mamo Prey was Berto Prey born after his due date. I'm just trying to see if he has always been late or if it's more of a recent thing. Yes, I was late. My due date was October 30th. My due date was October 30th, and I was born November 13th. So I was fashionably late to the world. And they had to cut me out of her because I didn't want to leave. I did not want to leave. Rock Solid says, hashtag prayers for Grandma O'Prey. Thank you, Rock Solid. Mountains of Elysium says, greetings to Sassy, chaser of cats, eater of cookies, stalker of cardinals, defiler of cushions, and scourge of the squirrels. Aroo! Sassy, tomorrow you're going to be the chaser of Packlids, defiler of Vulcans, and the scourge of Cardassia. Yes, tomorrow is Deep Space Nine. Wednesday, we're back to Wednesday, Deep Space Nine, for Indiscretion, the episode where Gul Dukat invites himself to tag along with Major Kira as they go searching for some Bajoran prisoners, and they instead find Zial. Well, and some prisoners. No, I'm not muted, Rock Solid. You know, sometimes I feel bad when Soft Putty comments, but then I see you do something like this, and I'm like, you know what? I don't feel as bad. I don't feel as bad. So I didn't realize it was Soft Putty writing until the end of the Dear Bop. Debate Cinema Thursday, says Uncle Remus. I am thinking about it, Uncle Remus. The debate is a little late, but if I'm going to be up watching it anyway, the tough part is, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, is that if Sis O'Prey is here Thursday night, she might not will be so interested in hearing the debate. That's just it'll be tough. We'll see. I'm going to try. And Captain Cat donated $5 super chat. Hello, brother. How are you this fine day? I am good, Captain Cat. It's good to see you. Thank you so much for donating today. Things are relatively good here. I do feel like I might have another kidney stone. Just before I started, I did what I normally do with the Gelogia machine, and I could feel it just feels like one is ready to plop out again, not at the end, but into the kidney or from the kidney into the that painful tube between the kidney and the bladder, or it's gas pains, but we'll see. We'll see. And I know it's open line, so in a couple minutes, I will put in the link for those who want to come up, and we can have a panel discussion. I think I'll probably do the debate, but Uncle Remus, be sure if I do it, it will be on the Birdo Prey 5X channel in all likelihood. So it won't be on the main channel. Rock's Odds is Birdo Prey. Not that I'm a fan of hers, but Esri audio was slightly faint. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't make her audio too loud or it gets staticky. She, I don't know. I guess she recorded it on her phone or something. It's not the best. It's not the best audio. Carlos says, hi, I hope everyone as well as can be. Thank you, Carlos. Same to you. The Bee's Nest Films, Qapla. Yo, says yo. Mr. CCDV says, good times. Carlos is Birdo Prey. You missed the E at the end of Albanese. Albanese? How? Albanese? Is it Albanese? Is that how you pronounce it? Albanese? I've been pronouncing it Albanese all this time. Give me the what's that? The the spelling where it looks like it sounds. Phonetic. Give me the phonetic spelling if you don't mind, Carlo. I do apologize. Mountains of Elysium says, greetings to Mr. CCTV. Hopes he's well. Mr. CCTV says, hello to Mountains of Elysium. How are the Green Hills today? Roxhouse is Birdo Prey, his wizard stick. Is that his wand or his pecker? No, his wand. His magic wand. Bee's Nest says, hello from Valhalla, Qapla to Valhalla. And hail Karoga, says Carlo. Albanese? I don't know. Albanese. We'll find out. Thank you, Carlo. Bradley Briggs appears to be smiling. Mountains of Elysium says, Mr. CCTV, pretty wet. My town got flooded today. Thankfully, not much damage. And my home is well above the flood. Geez, your town got flooded. I'm sorry to hear that. Honestly, some of you have reached out to me, and you guys have had some pretty bad days today. Pixelate puts in Charlie emojis. Thank you, Pixelate, first citizen of Karoga. Bee's Nest Films says, wish that snow would come here. 90 degrees. Wow. Where are you, Bee's Nest? Mrs. CDV says, stay dry to Mountains of Elysium. Then was Captain Cat Super Chat. Thank you again. Rock's Odds is Birdo Prey. I knew it. Mop confirms Bird has always been late. Bop has always been late. Yep. Well, I haven't been late since, though. Rock's Odds says, you were muted for a moment. Rewind. That was not a troll. When I first started the stream. Positive Candor, I already voted Birdo Prey. Oh, okay. Congrats. What's this face, McWhatnot? Qapla, Birdo Prey, Qapla, what's this face, McWhatnot? Good to see you. Hungry Mrs. Kidney Stone Evacuation Live. I hope not. Carlos says, it's funny getting told off for something that was relevant half hour ago when put into the chat. I didn't mean to get you told off. Did I forget the E or let me know? Mountains of Elysium says, Birdo Prey. I hope the Karoganite has been depleted and there are no more nuggets. You almost have enough for a tiara. I hope so too, but there might be one more to go. I don't know. AI ban easy, says Mr. CCTV. Saul Leibowitz, Qapla, Saul Leibowitz. Carlos says, yes, Albanese, the end, you got it right. Ask Jedi Bill, Mr. CCTV, everyone else who used to say it, but then, turrets. I always remember saying Carlo Albanese, but if it's Albanese, I apologize. So, yes, Albanese at the end. Okay, I apologize. I don't remember ever saying it Albanese, but now I will. Carlo Albanese. What's his face McWhatnot says hail to Uncle Remus. Uncle Remus says hail to what's his face McWhatnot. And hail back to Mountains of Elysium. People are hailing all over the place. I'll be easy Albanese. Listen, if it's Albanese, I can do it. I can do it now that I know what it is. What's his face McWhatnot is hailing Mr. CCTV. And they're saying back. And Carlo Albanese says, not me getting told off at Rock Solid Productions. Rock Solid says, Bird of Prey, when you went from the intro to StreamYards, your mic red muted, the icon lower half hand mute icon. Yes. Well, I always come into the scene muted, but thank you. Thank you, Rock Solid, for alerting me to the muted mic. I appreciate it. Apologies. And yeah, I don't think anybody told anyone off, but here is the link. If anyone would like to come up and join the discussion, join, I'm typing in all caps. I'm sure YouTube will like that. And there we go. Join the panel. Thomas Potts says, I agree with your title 100%. I believe if it's right, I think it says, let me double check the title. Open Lines Tuesday, everything sucks, and then you die. Yeah, and I don't know. It just seemed like one of those days. I told 2 people reached out to me today. They both had very, very bad days. Neither one knew about the other, but man, it was some heavy, heavy stuff. Qapla Positive Candor, welcome to the stream.
Qapla.
How you doing?
Okay. Yeah, you can early vote, you know.
You can hardly vote?
No, I said you can early vote.
Oh, yeah. I
voted. So, yeah, I voted yesterday.
Good for you. In person?
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, what else would it be? Incognito?
Well,
you know, I don't know.
No, they have early voting here, but you mail it in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, in person. Started yesterday here in Florida, anyway.
Oh, yeah, our in-person voting is still a week or 2 away. Carlos says, damn, I broke him early. There's the link to join the panel. Thomas says, wow, all caps. Why are you yelling at us? Caps lock was already down when I started typing. Cinnabon Bunny has a very bad headache. I'm sorry, Cinnabon. Carlos says, Rockside, Bird telling him off for letting him know he was muted at the beginning. And Rockside says, gotcha. And welcome, Future Man, to the panel. Qapla Yosef.
Greetings from the future, Qapla.
Greetings. How's our future looking?
Dark and cold.
Oh, dark and cold. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
But for you, it's 6 hours. For
in 6 hours,
in the central zone, it's in 7 hours.
It'll be dark here well before 6 hours. We probably have an hour of light left.
Yeah, probably something like this. It's getting dark relatively early, somewhere around 6. So yes,
it's spooky how that happens. I think a wizard must have.
Don't worry about that. They'll change the time. They'll roll the time clock back next month in November.
What are you talking about?
You're switching
the clock.
Yeah, daylight savings time starts in November.
I've never heard of this. What's this daylight saving time you're talking about?
Okay. What do you call it
Okay.
then? Karoga savings time or something?
I don't know. I don't know of what you speak.
Or do you call it
You mean for the 6 months of the year that I'm consistently early to everything? Or the 6 months a year
yeah.
I'm consistently late to everything?
Well, whichever way you want to look at it.
We need to do away with daylight saving. If Joe Biden promised today he'd do away with daylight saving, I would try to get my vote back and change it.
It's where it's where Corgano and Masaka will agree on a time shift.
Yes.
Well, most
always
states,
shaken.
including New York, want to stay on daylight saving time year round. So that it's always sunnier later in the day.
Thomas, that's not nice. Cinnabon, hello. Hope your Wes ache goes away soon. As if Wesley is the cause of all of Cinnabon's headaches.
Cinnabon posted that it was snowing.
Yeah.
So I was like, no. It almost threw me into depression because it's so horrible seeing snow. I hate snow.
Greetings, Mike Richards from Columbus, Ohio.
Greetings to
Dan
Columbus,
23.
Ohio.
And Dan, Cinnabon, Lolda, Thomas. Thomas's bird of prey. Biden has been in his basement since the weekend, and he won't come out until the debate. And there's a chance he won't come out even for the debate. We'll see what happens.
I heard that they are going to give them 2-minute turns and turn off their microphones so that they are not.
Supposedly, at the first 2 minutes, everybody has to respond to each question. They're going to turn off the other's microphone so that they have 2 interrupted minutes to respond to their first questions. And after that, then the microphone will stay on. Honestly, if I thought it was going to be fairly implemented, I wouldn't have a giant problem with it. But I think we all know that to expect them to police themselves, I find it hard. I also find it stupid that they're actually going to cut off the microphone of the president of the United States. Like, if he wants to talk, God damn it, let him speak.
No, why? It's fair
He's
play.
the president of the United States. Welcome, Mr. CCDB.
But he might not.
Hello,
not be.
bird of prey, Qapla.
Hello, Mr. CCD. But he might not be in January.
He might not be, but he is now. If they do a debate after the election, then if they want to cut his microphone, that's one thing.
You're not biased at all, right?
I'm unbiased.
Yeah,
Loki, sure. Qapla Loki says, get rid of daylight savings for Karoga and Valhalla. It must end. Absolutely.
That's why I live in Arizona. I don't have to deal with daylight savings.
Smug son of a bitch.
By the way, daylight savings is the summertime or the wintertime?
I think it's technically the winter.
Spring forward and fall back. So I think daylight savings is for winter time.
Daylight savings is for winter time. I
save daylight by moving the clock somehow.
I don't want to have the winter time, basically. Because here in Europe there is as well discussion that countries should stick to one time, and it's a discussion that's ongoing for all over a decade right now, if not longer. But the problem is that, like with everything, people are split, and there are referendums going on, like online referendums, not like official ones, and it's always like 50-50. And some people prefer the summertime, some prefer the winter time. Honestly, I don't care.
Let's just split it down the middle, 30 minutes. That's fine.
Uh,
I don't care.
Where
I
is
thought
it?
we
I
just get rid of it so people don't have to change their clocks. I mean, come
what I'm
November, I'm
saying.
going to have to change all of my live streams to accommodate the rest of the country.
We should just split it down the middle.
and we are
30
changing
minutes.
the time. Yeah, we are changing the time
I'm
now.
fine.
End of October. So I think something like a week or two earlier.
Europe
And in
does
the
it
United
also at
States.
30 minutes, so we still the same number of hours different than we are from Europe. Everybody's happy.
I think in India you have like some
I
weird
don't
time
care
zone.
about India. I'm sorry.
I-
India's so far away that they can have whatever time they want in India. It's not going to bother me.
You know, in Bosnia, we changed time. And
look what
twice-
happened there, right? Am I
Twice
right?
in Iraq, we changed time. So my fourth deployment, I was like, okay. And then daylight savings came along and I changed my clock and I was like, okay, I'm good to go. Turns out they didn't change their clocks in 2011.
Oh no,
I was late for work.
Yeah.
Darth
Well,
Maul says, "Hey Bird, how will Trump do at New York?" Bad. He's not going to do well enough to win New York, unfortunately.
But he has the biggest building there.
It's not the biggest building.
I think he thinks differently.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Trump knows he's probably not going to win New York. I'd vote. I'd put money on him losing New York.
I really find it highly unlikely that he's going to lose this election, though, regardless of what state he wins or doesn't win.
I also find it unlikely that he would lose the election, but New York is not the election, thankfully. Not Ryan Johnson says Thomas Potts would know if Biden was in the basement. He will be there with him in Karoga. No, Biden's not in Karoga.
Not Ryan Johnson. I love that you have Sam the Eagle as your avatar. I love that.
So, and where is the debate going? Like, what TV station? Because I just saw that there is like moderator who worked for Obama. So
yeah,
is it like,
apparently. I think it's.
Who is hosting it? Like, what TV
I don't
station?
know. I honestly, I'm not sure. Could it be PBS?
Could be.
Let's see.
Oh, we lost Mr. CCTV?
It looks like we did. I'll check if he's back in a second. Presidential debate, October 22nd. Channel. Final presidential. It looks like it's moderator is Christine Welker. It looks like it's being by PBS.
Oh, PBS, okay. Makes sense, by the way. And anyway, it will be rebroadcasted by everybody, I think.
Yeah. Although I see they're saying why it still might not happen. There's Mr. CCTV. Welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah, my camera crapped out last night, and I thought maybe now that I'm actually on StreamYard, because it took me a few minutes to figure out how to disable the camera, I figured I'd try it, and apparently if you don't have a camera hooked up, you can't start cam. It's no big deal, considering I hardly ever use the camera anyway. But it's just weird that I can't actually make my camera work. So I've changed USB ports and everything like that, and it just won't come back on. So apparently the camera just crapped out completely.
If there was somebody who knows how to solve this type of issues.
Mountains of Elysium asking Rambling Canuck if Jeff Franklin has been fined for losing the broadcast equipment when the ship went down. And if you don't know what we're talking about, watch History with R&R. The latest episode came out this morning, the sinking of the Titanic.
It was so good. It was so funny. Yeah, not necessarily funny. It was very interesting, very well done.
Well,
And of course, And of course, the post-credit scene was funny.
Yeah. So, and we had
Yeah.
some.
Yeah.
They had some guest voices.
Yeah,
Jeff
I'm
is
surprised
funny.
that they're still alive since that took place over 100 years ago.
Well, I'm not going to say that I'm immortal, but we'll go with that.
I don't know. The guy at the end and in the middle kind of sounded a little bit like Loki, but he didn't mention Loki. Didn't mention his name, so I guess it
Not
wasn't.
even in the credits. I know.
Yeah, not
Come
even
on
in the
now,
credits.
Rambling Canuck.
Uncredited.
It turns out I was actually talking to Rambling Canuck the other day. Turns out I actually survived Hawaii along with Jeff Franklin, so that's kind of nice. However, as far as the Titanic is concerned, apparently I had to dress like a woman and hide in a lifeboat.
I was wondering how Jeff got onto a lifeboat when it was for women and children, but
no, I think Jeff Franklin was swimming on a
piano, right?
Piano
he
top,
was on a
yeah.
piano top. Okay.
He has hair. There is a real hair on the head.
Wow. Welcome, Rambling
muted,
Canuck,
Rambling. I think
aka
you're muted.
Robert Knowles.
Do you hear us, Rambling Canuck?
We can't hear you.
We
Yeah, it
can't
helps
hear.
if I turn on the voice meter.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
And there is a correction. You're both wrong.
Uh-oh.
Loki's name is in the credits. As a matter of fact, it's right underneath Mr. CCDV.
Wow.
Who, if the trend continues, will continue getting killed off every week.
No, you don't get killed off next week. Somebody else does. Or 2 weeks from now.
Welcome, Admiral Saval. We cannot see you. If you have your camera on, it's either pointing at nothing or the lens cap is closed.
And actually, Bird, the person that you mistaked for Loki in the middle is Mr. CCDV.
No.
Yeah, I've only got 2 lines.
Yeah, it was Ismay was Mr. CCDV. Loki only did the credits.
Worst accent I've ever done, but Rambling
It sounded
Canuck
almost
was like,
Scottish,
yeah, do
which
it
was
anyway.
funny.
I thought Loki had like an earlier part in the credits.
No, that was Mr. CCDV. Loki only did the credits.
Admiral Saval, we cannot hear nor see you, but I'll give you time if you can get it to work. Just so you know. Thomas is wrong, Joseph. He'll be president in January, at least till the 20th. Yeah, I didn't want to get into the details, but yeah.
What did I say?
I don't know. You said something in January.
I think I said until. Yeah, I didn't specify the date. Yeah, I didn't specify. Yeah, it's on the 20th. I know that.
I'm telling you,
Jeff.
it's going to be 4 more years of weird. So I guess it doesn't really matter anyway.
My exact words, by the way. Oh, there was the camera. There was the camera.
Yeah, Admiral Saval, we saw you just for a second there.
For a brief second. Thomas says it's so nice having smart clocks. Yeah, there's only a couple of clocks a couple of clocks I have to manually change. Now we can hear you.
I'm having technical difficulties.
Well, we hear you just fine. We can't see you, but we can hear you.
I'm having technical difficulties myself, Admiral. I completely understand. I paid a lot for this camera, and it crapped out on me last night. I'm pretty angry about that.
And yes, China has one time zone, which is completely nuts. Exactly. For such a huge country.
Maybe we should talk about having one time zone, saying we should be like China.
Jeff, are you still cold, or are you able to come to the panel?
I don't want to say that we are like China, because Arizona has never been like China. However, having one time zone is very, very convenient. We don't jump forward. We don't fall back or anything like that. I never have to change my clock until I drive to pick up my kids in California.
We saw you
the same way.
We saw
Feedback,
you again,
yeah,
Admiral. We saw a star's background. Okay.
Okay. Question: how is it? I know that we have the Eastern Standard Time, which is like New York, Florida, and this eastern part. Then we have the Central Time Zone. Then there is one more, like
It's Mountain Time Zone.
Time Zone, which is and is it like the same as Central, or is it like 1 hour minus?
It's a
again?
1 hour minus again. It goes Eastern, Central, Mountain, and Pacific.
And Pacific, okay.
Yeah, but the difference between Pacific and Eastern is only 3 hours. So Mountain is confusing because half the year Mountain is Central Time Zone, and half the year Mountain is Pacific Time Zone.
Oh, okay.
No, it's.
Well, it's kind of weird because, like, even like Arizona is kind of like that whole area, that whole time zone is kind of screwed up because it's sometimes that we're 2 hours behind Arizona and sometimes we're 3 hours behind Arizona. You know?
Can you imagine 3 sentences without an F-bomb?
No.
What's wrong with you, man?
For instance, right now,
no daylight savings time.
For right now, I am 3 hours behind Bird of Prey 5.
Mm-hmm.
Next month, I will only be 2 hours behind.
So weird.
Bird of Prey 5.
Weird. And when I lived in Arizona, I felt the same thing because it's like they don't have the daylight savings time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like literally, it's like everything is on your time, kind of. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
weird.
that's why next month I have to change all of my timing on my live shows in order to account for the daylight savings fallback thing. Because California is going to be an hour behind me, and then Central Time will be an hour ahead of me instead of 2 hours ahead of me, which is
weird. You know, it's so weird to think about.
But just to be clear, Mountain Time, Arizona has its own time zone because it doesn't change. But Mountain Time is always 2 hours different from New York.
We do call in with Mountain Time, but Arizona, you're right. Arizona does not change our clocks.
Yeah, they don't do the daylight savings time. So it's
Pacific
weird.
is always 3 hours. Mountain is always 2. Central is always 1 hour different.
By the way, I love the comment from my fellow European Mountains of Elysium who says, Mountains time zone is GMT, the only real time zone.
I like Greenwich Mean Time, but I still have to do the calculations in my head when I do it.
Okay, welcome back, Admiral. And I see you've got a page shared.
Yeah.
Okay, let me bring it up.
I'm getting a new computer with some of the inheritance I'm getting from my dad's.
Telling you, Saval, wait till the beginning of the year. So all the good stuff is out.
Well, I like the 2080 Ti. But
how much are they charging for it? I mean, if they're charging $1,200 for the 2080 Ti, it's not worth it because the 3070 is better at $700. So you're saying the car.
What I'm getting is a 3950X, which is the processor.
The same one I have.
2080 Ti, 32 gigs of RAM, one M2 drive, and one 2 terabyte, 2.5-inch drive.
That's good.
And it has Windows 10 Home.
You're going to lose out on the 2080 Ti. That's all I'm saying. And because right now the 3070 is going to be cheaper and better. So I mean,
well, the whole thing is the way this is set up. It's a water-cooled PC.
Yeah, then that's unnecessary. You don't really need that anyway.
You don't need to water-cool a 2080 Ti?
Absolutely not. You need one AIO cooler on your CPU. That's it. and a big case. You're fine.
I'd rather have a case that doesn't take up half my damn desk. This is a 12-liter
my case is
case.
huge, but I mean, I don't get any heat problems because my case is huge. I mean, it's just a lot of airflow in it.
Yeah, that's the thing exactly, Admiral. Because the smaller the case, the
less airflow,
the less airflow you have, and the higher temperature you will get in the case. And definitely, what Ricky is saying, wait until the 3070 is out, because the 3070 literally costs 50% of the 280, and has the same, if not better, performance.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about paying double.
How much RAM does the 3070 have?
3070 is probably going to have 10 gigabytes or 8 gigabytes.
No, the 3080 has 10 gigabytes.
10, but they're supposed to release a 20 gigabyte version, so somewhere in December.
And another thing, Admiral, what makes it worth to wait is to wait what AMD comes when AMD comes with their new graphic cards, which they will drop by the end of the month. But the question is when they will be available on the market, and then the price wars will start.
Well,
and then you can only profit from it. So definitely, I know that you would like to get a new computer right now.
The only reason I have to get a new computer now is because Asus sent me a diagnostic scan along with Microsoft. They found 4 of the onboard VRMs are no longer working on my current motherboard, and one of the 8 transistors or transformers on the motherboard has failed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so how about
you need a motherboard? That's pretty much what all it is. You need a motherboard.
How about getting the whole setup without the graphics card? You just take the graphic card that you have right now into your new system and wait till the new graphics card are available.
Well, I mean, like by the end of by next year, all the new tech, all the next generation tech will be out. And the first wave will be done buying them. So, I mean, you're going to have a much better chance and save a lot of money if you just wait till like January or February. Just wait until all the shit gets released, because the 3950 you're getting is getting knocked out by the 5950, which is only $50 more. So are you going to pay the $50 more for the new 5950? Or are you going to fucking pay, the less and get the fucking 3950 when the 5950 is on the market? I mean, it just makes no sense. The 5950 beats the 3950 by 20%, and it's like $100 more. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, wait, especially till all the NVIDIA cards get released.
Yeah, this is not the best time to buy a new computer, because what I see.
The only thing I was gonna do if my dad hadn't died is wait a couple more years till the new motherboard standard comes out. Really.
Well, motherboards are fairly cheap, dude. So I mean, I wouldn't even wait.
No, I mean, the standard where they're getting rid of the.
Absolutely, but still, that's a little bit down the line, and there's no need to wait for it, because motherboards inherently are like one of the cheapest pieces of your computer.
Hold on.
Oh my God, some Voyager. But yeah, all the good shit's not out yet, Admiral. I mean, like AMD's what the 20th.
He's on the phone. He's not listening right now.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Right now it's the 20th. It's the 20th. AMD launches their cards the 28th. So
there's always going to be new stuff coming out. At some point, you've got to.
Well, I mean, saying like just
but literally, we are like 4 months away, and if it was like, okay, I need to wait like 6, 8, 9 months for the new stuff, I would say, okay, I don't care. But literally waiting like 4 months, and especially I know. Now you will have Black Friday, you will have Cyber Monday, you will have Christmas shopping and everything. So they will not drop. They will definitely drop the prices only for maybe Black Friday, Cyber Monday. But then you have the Christmas market.
Yeah,
they will get rid of everything, and then the new stuff will come.
Well, you got the bots scamming every new item that comes out. So I mean, all that shit when it first comes out is going to be gone. the new AMD processors, the new NVIDIA graphics cards, the new AMD graphics cards, they're all going to be poached on day one.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're not going to be able to get one unless you have one of those bots to fight it. And if you do, then you probably spent a lot of money to get it anyway. But the whole thing is, all the new shit is not out yet. This is the new generation. We're jumping in a whole new generation right now, where the new graphics cards are coming out, the new processors are coming out, everything else. Wait for that all to come out, because as soon as it comes out, it's going to be bought. And then you wait a month after that. Like I said, January, February are going to be your best times, because all the
I
release,
found a workstation, AMD workstation with a Quadro graphics card. Guess how much? 9,000.
Yeah, no doubt, because the Quadro.
Okay, but those are like the Quadro graphic cards.
That's like
the thing with
CAD, or or 3D.
Just to understand why those cards are so extremely expensive is because the ISV certification. It's independent software vendor certification, and basically what it does is that the manufacturer of the software certifies specific graphic cards for their programs, for their products, and then if there is a technical issue with the software, basically the manufacturer of the graphic card and the software manufacturer are obliged to fix the problem, which you don't have with consumer graphic cards.
Well, I mean, they're high end, but they're not. They're made to compute a different way. As where video games graphics cards, yes, they'll do the same job, but they're not designed. They're more designed for upfront graphics processing. The Quadro cards are more for data center background processing, not for upfront graphics processing. But,
it's literally oil and gas. It's literally
if you're running CAD or VFX or anything, that absolutely go for the Quadro. But if you're not doing any of that, there's no need to have one.
Hello, D.D. Myers. Thank you. I'm doing okay. Family's doing.
It's because
okay.
availability. D.D. Myers.
It's RTX 2080 Ti. I thought it was just the standard 2080 Ti.
That's the same thing. The RTX 2080 Ti is the same thing. Yeah, but it's what I have right now. But I mean, like I said, when I'm able to buy a 3080, when God knows whenever that's going to be, or a 3090, I'll probably upgrade, and then
only reason I'm looking into a small form factor, I want everything to sit on my desk, and I don't like having a tower that I in about 6 months would have to literally tear down to clean. Or reapply thermal compound. Now that my dad's gone, I'm afraid I would fry it.
And the bigger the case, the easier it is to clean, dude. Simple as that. I mean,
speaking of cleaning, I actually need to vacuum out my computer. Dog hair is all over the place.
Oh. Careful with that.
Right?
Oh no, I use a vacuum cleaner with a plastic hose attachment.
Static electricity.
My CPU. Now, for me to clean my case, I literally have to remove this nut and this nut.
Oh yeah, I have a quick release on the side of my case.
The thing slides open. So now I can blow out any dirt in there, no problem. But see how much space I have in my case.
Yeah.
See, there's no airflow whatsoever. I have one AIO cooler to the top, which is right here. That's my CPU cooler. But I mean, I can just open it up and blow it out. That's how easy it is to clean a big case. Now, if you have a small case,
you use canned air for that.
What?
Canned air. Yeah, definitely go for
it looks like you're due for a cleaning, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, but all I have to do is open it up and blow it out. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
You don't take things out.
I use the rubber hose on my vacuum cleaner to vacuum out the computer.
Yeah, there's no need. I mean, and thermal paste, you only have to reapply once every year or, a year and a half. You don't have to do it all the time. But, I mean, that's easy. I mean, I just open up the door and I blow it out. And it's simple as that. I mean, I literally that's how I blow out my computer and clean it. I mean, right there, visible. I can just put
Since my brother actually made my computer, if I ever have trouble with it, I just, drive a couple of hours and drop it off with him, and he fixes it up for me.
But now if you go with a smaller case, everything's going to be cramped. So, I mean, you're going to have airflow problems, and things are going to heat up a lot more than they would in a bigger case. You just have more airflow in a bigger case. It's easier to work with. You can swap parts in and out so easy in this case. I mean, that's the reason why I bought these cases, and they're huge, is because anytime I have to swap something in and out, it's easy. I have all the room and space to do it, no problem. And as far as like the airflow through the case, I don't have to worry because the case is so wide, it gets enough air. And when you're working with smaller cases like that ITX, like the one you were saying with the Corsair, everything's compressed and compact. So when you open up and clean that, it's going to be a lot harder because shit's going to be in the way and you're going to fuck it. It sucks. That's why I say go for a bigger case because it's just easier to access. And if you have to drop something in and out, that's only a 5-minute job for me. And now, and then one of those smaller cases, it might be a 25, 30 fucking minute, hour job for me because I have to move this to get to this and this to get to this. Understand what I'm saying?
Big case, easier to clean. Good. Settle. Dan23 says, Vertebrae. I was watching Voyager Alliances earlier, and Janeway says to Neelix, prepare to take your shuttle to Sobras, but he uses a Starfleet shuttle. Do you think this is an error? I do know that there were a couple of times they asked Neelix to use his ship. I don't know if they called his ship a shuttle.
No, his ship was actually a ship.
Yeah, his ship, it was a small ship that could fit in the shuttle bay. But I don't think they referred to it as Neelix's shuttle. It was just Neelix's ship.
Yeah, I mean, it was a full ship from what I understood.
I don't know the full details, Dan. If it was an error, I guess the error was saying take your shuttle as opposed to a shuttle. Because I know that when they have taken Neelix's ship out, it wasn't referred to as a shuttle. But you got me, Dan.
They kind of went with the Andromeda thing with Neelix's ship, where the Rikimaru is inside the Andromeda. You know what I'm saying? They're always together. But it's kind of like it was like the smaller ship and the bigger ship, basically. That's kind of how Neelix's ship was. But as far as the shuttle, unless Neelix was out there, maybe working on shuttles or, he had a favorite shuttle, I could see that. But
maybe if he already had a shuttle out. Maybe I don't see. I'd have to rewatch the entire episode.
He was working on a shuttle or learning how to fly one or something like that. But as far as his ship is an actual ship. So I mean, it's not a shuttle.
The Alliance that's season 1 or season 2 episode with the Kazon, right? If I remember correctly.
I think so. I think it's where when the Kazons start coming in. I'd have to check that. I mean, I have it all written down.
Kazon come in at the very beginning.
Kazon 6 episodes, I think. But
only?
Yeah,
felt like a whole season.
No, like 6 actual episodes. I mean, I have it all down. Let's see.
Well, anyway, Rock Solid said a little earlier, and I don't necessarily agree. He said, "Here's the messed up thing: what if Trump wins? Who runs from the right in 4 years?" Well, I don't see what's messed up, but if Trump does win. If he wins or loses, who runs in 4 years, I guess, is a
Mike
decent
Pence
enough
for the
question.
win. Mike Pence for the win.
I don't think Pence would. I think he would try. I don't think he'd automatically get it. There would probably be, primaries. And
I have the feeling the guy is completely invisible.
Hey, guys, can you
Cinnabon
use
says
a
Katie.
Quadro for gaming or not?
No, you don't want to ever use a Quadro for gaming. Your 2080 Ti will outperform the Quadro in gaming, put it that way. Even like a 2070 would probably outperform a Quadro in gaming. It's not a gaming card. It's not meant for gaming. It's meant for visual effects or CAD. Or
even a $4,000 P6000 would be outperformed in gaming by a 3070.
And it's true, and it's just, like I said, just wait, Admiral. Wait till January. Wait till all the new shit's out and you're able to buy it, actually. So, I mean, that's the big problem is like it'll all come out, but you're not going to be able to buy anything this year. All the bots will scalp everything. And wait for January, February. That's going to be the best time to build a PC. And because everybody's going to get their tax checks on top of everything else, they can just, boom, just throw it in. And I'm pretty sure a lot of PCs are going to be built this year, because when people are speccing out the Xbox and the PlayStation versus a PC you can put together for $1,000 that does like twice as much shit. I have a feeling that a lot of PCs are going to be built this year just because everything's affordable now. You can get a high-end graphics card for $600-700, like one of the highest end. That's amazing. As where you have to pay. I had paid $1,200 for my 2080 Ti, and so the prices have come down. And with AMD's new cards, if they're anywhere compatible or able to beat NVIDIA and anything, especially the 3080, if they're actually able to get that performance, then AMD is gonna fucking surge, and there's gonna be a huge war, which is gonna drive prices down. Yeah. So you and the competition, the better the competition, more competition, the better for us buying it, and that's with most things. But wait, February, well, everything is out, because everything will be out by the end of this year. So January and February, that's the time you're going to want to look into getting pieces together, because those pieces will be most likely available at that time. The Christmas rush is over, people start resupplying, and your tax check will be there. So just boom, just fucking throw it in.
I don't file taxes.
Oh well, just saying, but you do not need a fully water-cooled system. Just to let you know, it's not necessary. Not necessary at all. The only time I would ever consider that is maybe if I had a Threadripper, or an expensive Threadripper, not the cheap Threadripper. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I've already spent $4,000 on the processor, you might as well spend an extra $1,500 on fucking cooling, But it's still, even at that point, it's not necessary. There's an AIO cooler out there for $230 that will do the job. And bigger the case, more airflow you have. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, put the screen up again, Bird. This is what the computer has. That looks like a 280 millimeter on the right side and a 140 on the left.
Yeah,
AIO.
Welcome, LDG.
Does it have two processors? You'll need one of those.
No, one is the GPU.
All right, Bird, I gotta go.
It's a custom card, basically.
Take care, Rambling.
Take care, Rambling.
Good one, guys.
And I think
Corsair customized the card itself.
Guys. Admiral Saval, I'm like cringing in my chair right now. Okay,
Don't fall off the chair.
Yeah. If I break this one, I'm done. I'm on the floor. I'm in extreme. You'll see the top of my head. That's it.
You should, in that case, go and buy a beanie bag.
I am cringing. If you get a micro ATX, are you freaking kidding me? Please do not get a micro ATX if your only reason is to keep it cooler or cleaner.
Smaller,
especially when you're trying to get a processor that even the VRMs they put on micro ATX are not optimized. They sacrifice so much space to make a micro ATX. Your machine's gonna run hotter.
Absolutely.
Okay, everything's gonna be crammed in together. You're gonna have less room for expandability. And especially if you're going to use a processor that even going to a smidgen above freaking overclocking, you're going to blow your micro ATX.
Okay, I think third opinion.
Please.
That is the exact same. Yeah, Admiral.
Please, dear God.
Do not buy anything until the beginning of the year.
Yes, and wait. Yes, please wait.
And we know that
you have a computer
or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
We keep telling him, but I know what Admiral Saval is. Admiral Saval's feeling right now. The man wants a brand new computer, man. It's like women.
Well,
you get crazed. All you see is a brand new computer. Admiral, wait.
Like women?
Please.
Yeah, and then either have LDG or whatever. Pick up the parts of LDG, put it together for you. Or I could too during the winter when I have time. But we can put the thing together for you and then ship the graphics card separate. And all you have to do is put it in the graphics card, because that's the only thing that's going to be loose in your system. So, if we ship you we can fill it up with foam, ship it to wherever you need it to go. And when the graphics card comes in, you just pop in the graphics card and you're good to go. and that's all you have to do. But I mean, if you want the quality, the best bang for your buck,
Make
go
sure.
to BR LDG to have us pick the parts out for you and put it together for you. You know, I mean,
Yes, you'll save more money. You'll get more computer for your bang.
I mean, like, but when the winter comes, I'll have more time. But right now, LDG would be the best person to talk to as far as, you know, advising you to put together a system and what parts you should choose and how much money you're going to save by not having someone else build it for you.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not charging to build it, you know.
And correction, I misspoke. It's like a brand new mate, male or female. It's intoxicating looking at a brand new computer. Dude, for the prices you were looking at, like I said, I could build you a machine for that money so you wouldn't have to get out of bed.
For real, was it the first one $8,000? You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
like
yeah.
Holy shit.
Unfreaking real.
2 3090s, like 128 gigs for $8,000. Yeah, I could put together a fucking system. You know, I mean, it's just, you know, I mean, it's overkill. You know, it's way overkill. But definitely just wait, dude, and then either go through. I'd say just wait.
It'll be worth the wait.
Yeah.
It'll be so worth the wait.
It's going to be a lot better and save you money, lots of money, not just a little bit of money, but save you a lot of money.
That 3090
on other
when
shit.
do y'all think the new motherboard standard will come out?
The new motherboard. Get that out of your head. Get it out of your head. Get the new motherboard standard out of your head.
Because once that changes,
okay, please, dear God, stop thinking about your motherboard.
Okay,
you're not likely to see that implemented until DDR5 is common on boards, and that's going to be the next generational leap because DDR5.
I'm pivoting back away from the computer stuff for a bit because
I said my piece.
Computer stuff.
I said my piece.
If you guys want to do computer stuff on a computer stream, that's great. But
come see me tomorrow.
A lot of people, yeah. So
come
rock
see me
solid.
Tomorrow, which, by the way, Bird, I have. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah,
I just
no
wanted
problem.
to make a small note. I have a guest star appearance tomorrow morning, and he has a wallop of an issue. Continuum Trek will be on my show tomorrow morning, and we'll be fixing his issue. He's been having some hard time streaming today, and with a new streaming setup that he's got going on, and he will be on tomorrow.
LD, one question.
Hey, LD,
Yes.
computer-wise, can I daisy chain a 3080 or 3090? You know,
not yet, but hit me up in Discord. We can talk about it.
I think we should go away from the computer.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Bottom line,
we
don't
said
buy
our
anything
piece.
January. Don't buy anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, another subject that I'm really, really good at is video games. So if the next subject is video games, I will continue to be quiet.
2077.
Oh, and by the way, CCDV, if you put your webcam in the freezer for about 10 minutes and then try it.
Oh, you think that'll work?
No, absolutely not, but I'm just poking at straws.
I don't even know what basis in reality that.
Right, you walk around the house 3 times. You click the hey, there's no place like webcam.
You son of a bitch!
If it's not working, what could you lose, right? It's already broke. I mean, it's already
by like the freezer door.
I was about to put it in the freezer too.
Rock solid
like
says
Go ahead.
he likes Pence, but he doesn't know that he's electable. If Trump won as the outsider, who's going to carry that mantle? I agree. Pence is I imagine Pence would run. I imagine Ted Cruz would run, but I think Ivanka would run.
Maybe.
Oh, good Lord, no! That would be okay. She's not allowed to. Actually,
why is she not allowed to?
She's not American.
Not Melania. Not Melania.
No,
Ivanka.
Ivanka. Okay,
the daughter.
She was born. Yeah, she was born.
The daughter.
Yeah,
I think she would make could make a first woman president.
Well, she'd be a very pretty first.
Wait a second,
absolutely.
Just because she's Trump's daughter.
Yeah,
she's getting a lot of experience. She's a political advisor for him. So she can argue she's had 8 years of experience.
One of Trump's daughters pretty much disowned the family, though, isn't it? Like one of the daughters.
The other one.
Yeah, the other one kind of does her own thing.
Oh wait, I don't know if it's a daughter or niece. I think it's a niece.
Oh, is it a niece? I thought it was a daughter.
Yeah.
I thought it was like the estranged Trump daughter. The one
No, she was a niece. She wasn't a daughter.
Are we just putting quantum in front of everything now in order to make it sound like
if you want
quantum eruption?
The quantum vote, who gets it?
Remember to put in your quantum.
Next thing you know, I'll be watching the Quantum Soup Monday night.
Carlo puts in the sassy, the bop, the Charlie, in the Garoga emojis. And Carlo says, "What's the PC?" Yeah, man, don't worry about it, Carlo. They're more trouble than they're worth.
Say, so what I tell you, they're just like mates.
As they're pretty canary. They're pretty canary. Jeff Franklin was not into the computer talk.
Right. Faster PT, not faster cars.
Part Cherokee, passive combatant.
Passive combatant.
Poor Cinnabon, don't twist your head off. Not with that snow outside. Partially comatose. Jeff Franklin agrees with LDG. That's
Worlds collide.
Worlds have collided. Explosions, supernovas. Cinnamon Bunny says, "Why didn't anyone tell me my ass was so big?" Wow.
Give me a second. Did I hear that right?
He agreed with no micro ATX.
Oh, sorry. Oh, my throat almost collapsed for a second. Sorry, my fault.
Cinnabon,
sorry, Bird. I should have muted.
Nano quantum ATX is the future.
Your ass is big. What about the rest of us?
Probably, you're probably not wrong, Cinnabunny. Nano quantum ATX is the future for sure. Watch that shit come out. You could be the first one to say, "Hey, I predicted it."
Jeff, Carlo, and Cinnabon have been cracking me up the entire time you guys have been talking about computers.
Mr. CCDV says, "Scotty beat me up twice last night. I was wonderful." Wow. Carlos' Bird of Prey is having a quick nap. He'll be back at the end of the stream. Almost. Mr. CCDV says, "Jeff Franklin, is you good me, buddy?" What? This is real nerd talk. I can't keep up.
Is you good, really, buddy? What the hell? Am I having a stroke, or did I hear?
Carlo Albanese says, "Mr. CCTV, I can't keep it up either." Oh wait, you mean forget what I said?
Wait, no, Franklin is on it. He's just like, no, dude, no mini ITX.
Yet says, "Man, that new RTX 300 Honda was pretty sweet, right?"
Right. I like
Pflugerville,
faster PCs, not faster cars.
I like the mid-block trucks. I've got a 6.0 in mind. What is that? A 427? Yeah.
I like cars that pay their way. You know what I'm saying? So I've always got trucks and vans just because they pay their way. Every time I've had to move, I've used that. You know what I'm saying, to move. So I mean, I couldn't have done it in a compact car.
Sometimes when I want to piss off my neighbor, I loosen the bolts on the exhaust manifold and just let it slide back a little bit. Turn that sucker around and rev the engine.
Guys, I'm sorry. I need to step away for a minute. The sky literally just turned burnt blood red. I'll be right back in a couple minutes.
There's probably a tornado coming.
That's no bueno.
He's got to smoke a cigarette anyway. He's
never know down here in
Either that or the second coming. I don't know.
Right. You never know in Florida.
Hey, I'm hoping that if it's the second coming, I'm gone already. Am I still here?
Yes.
Damn it! It's not the second coming.
Or you just miscalculated.
Or that. I may be in the wrong religion. We'll find out.
Rock Solid said, "Did someone say video games?"
Yes. Yes.
Well, that's one way to get
50% more quantum, dude. That's what I'm saying. Nano quantum ATX boards. I can't wait. I'll say that Cinnabon was the first to come up with the concept when they come out. But I can see that shit happening. Nano quantum nano ATX boards.
Ivanka's not liberal.
See, you said quantum again. I'm pretty sure you guys are just putting quantum in front of words that make it sound sciencey.
Absolutely. I mean, we're more scientific than quantum.
Star Trek taught me so,
Don't forget to use.
Do you want to hit them with the photon torpedoes or the quantum torpedoes?
I've always liked photon torpedoes. When you put those light waves out there in the universe, and you hit people with focused photon rays, right? So you're basically just, turn on a flashlight, I guess. What is a photon torpedo, by the way? I mean, you're literally just shining a flashlight on something, unless there's an explosive in there somewhere that I don't know
It's an
about.
antimatter explosive. Basically, how a photon torpedo is supposedly constructed is it's half and half, matter and antimatter, and there's a barrier in between, and on impact, the barrier breaks. Thus, they both collide and explode. So, I mean,
is that how it works? Why do they call them photon torpedoes then?
Because it sounds cool.
Okay.
Nobody's going to go buy antimatter torpedoes. Those sound dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, they're antimatter warheads. I mean, they go through so many episodes where it's like they have to disable this antimatter warhead or reintegrate this antimatter warhead on this photon torpedo.
You're not going to sleep on a ship that's got 900 antimatter torpedoes. You'd be scared shitless, knowing that if in the slightest shake, if the antimatter even touches the regular matter, it's all over.
In that case,
they call them photon torpedoes.
You know what? The warp core doesn't make me calm or makes me.
Well, why? What's going to happen? It's all the dilithium in the universe just going to explode. Don't worry about the warp core.
Antimatter matter mixture in the warp core, but not in your torpedoes. Okay, I got that.
Don't worry about the warp core.
The dilithium keeps the warp core safe.
Remember the burn. Remember the burn.
By the way, Anti-Trekker last night. I'm sorry to Anti-Trekker, but if he was here, I would tell him to his face, but he's not. He is completely wrong when he's like, we don't know that Romulans don't use dilithium crystals. And then he gave this terrible analogy about if spark plugs blew up, diesel. No.
It's singularity. Yeah,
it would be like if all spark plugs blew up, Teslas would still run.
Absolutely.
Not diesel trucks. Okay, that's the difference. There is no reason that there would be a dilithium if you don't have antimatter.
Yeah,
the entire point
singularity or singularity drives. So.
Right, the entire point of dilithium is to focus antimatter. Take away the antimatter and take away the dilithium. We know.
Yeah, I mean, basically, the antimatter flows through the dilithium. It creates warp plasma. That warp plasma then goes and makes the warp bubble. And that's pretty much how the process goes. But the dilithium refines the actual antimatter and turns it into warp plasma, able to use for warp engines. And that's pretty much how dilithium works. Now, the Romulans work on singularity drives. So, I mean, it's a whole different technology altogether.
Oh, we're on how Discovery just screwed Trek completely.
The burn.
All right. Good topic.
No, it didn't.
The burn.
Sorry, I thought something was weird out there. I thought that there was blood from the sky there. It wasn't. It was just pink. A whole bunch of pigs were flying over my house. Sorry. I'm back. So, yeah, Discovery screwed.
Yeah, if all the spark plugs blew up, we would still have motor vehicles. For God's sake.
The quantum burn.
Springtime just got tested for the beer bug. I assume it was negative, or you got to wait a day.
You have to wait. I don't think it's instant.
We have to wait like 48 hours till you get
the fast test is quick. The fast test is
quick. You guys have the slow test still.
No. PCR tests are 48 hours.
That's the fast test, but it's not completely accurate. There's a lot of false positives.
And then you have the genetic tests that are with the swab that are basically discovering only the super spreaders. And then you have the blood test for antibodies. I know. You know what? Since our prime minister came up with the idea of testing the whole population of the country, that is going to happen in 2 weeks' time. So 1 week from this Saturday, we are getting all the information about the tests.
This is beer bug related.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say this again because I've been saying this. We're gonna have viral cards. Watch, everyone's gonna get tested, and you're gonna have a card. Either you're green, not infected,
exactly
you're yellow, infected, or you're red because you're like a high risk of You're like a plague carrier. Like, stay away from this person. You know what I mean?
You know what? Actually, in 2 weeks' time, after I get tested, 15 minutes afterwards, when they have the result of the test, I will get a certificate that I'm not a carrier, and people who are not getting tested because they decide that they don't want to be tested, they automatically have to stay in a 10-day quarantine. They cannot leave their houses. And if they leave their houses and they don't carry the certificate with them, if they are stopped by the police or the military, they get fined.
Yeah.
They get fined €1,650.
Wow.
So, what are you in here for? First degree murder. What are you in here for? I coughed.
Right?
Yes. Exactly.
Really?
Exactly. We are the first country in the world trying something like testing the whole population. Of course, we are a country of 5.5 million people.
Yeah, I mean,
which is something that is manageable, but it is at least they are going to try out if it works out, because we have now a few super spreaders and they want to basically eliminate those. So because our numbers are now extremely bad,
we need to eliminate super spreaders with extreme prejudice.
Well,
with extreme prejudice. Yeah.
I mean, for us to do something similar, we'd have to do it state to state.
We will do the most horrible thing to those people. We will send them home for 10 days.
And deliver food to them.
Yes.
And toilet paper.
Yes.
Let's make sure it is after toilet paper.
Oh yeah, toilet paper.
Moments.
Toilet paper is an absolute necessity, apparently.
But if you don't have food, you don't need toilet paper.
Moments like this are glad that there is a high probability that there's life on other planets, because we're really screwing it up over here.
For real.
I mean, that's actually becoming a wonderful thought. And when I do reset, I do hope I'm on one of those planets.
Carlos is Bird of Prey. Do you think we'll see Discovery ship in episode 3, or have to wait for episode 9? I think there's a chance
we will see Discovery in episode 2.
I think there's a decent chance we see it. Yeah, this coming
episode. I was watching Larry.
It was in the preview, right?
Earlier.
Well, the preview was for the entire season.
Yeah, previous.
Was it a season preview?
Yeah.
Crap.
But I listened to Larry Nemechek, Dr. Trek's thing on Trek Tuesday, and he's seen episode 1 and 2, and he says we see the crew end of Discovery in episode 2.
Okay,
I'm
good.
guessing we see
guys,
it probably at the end of the episode, but yeah.
We will know.
Everybody will be together by episode 2. That's what he said.
I can't imagine that they would wait any longer during the Burnham show to bring
a significant amount of time is going to pass before.
Yeah, they're going to do a future jump, I bet. But I think we're going to know an important clue about the burn.
Well, the whole
was
thing
it a one-time event, or is it a constant? It is a constant event, or was it a one-time event?
I think it was
as
a one-time
soon
event.
as well, we're going to find out as soon as Discovery comes into our space-time.
It's obviously not a constant event because they do have dilithium crystals even in episode 1.
No. That doesn't mean jack squat. They said that was the dilithium that survived, or not all dilithium blew up. The only dilithium that is allowed, that doesn't make sense, right? Like it's been over 100 years. Why was all the dilithium small?
We don't know.
If it was a one-time event.
Okay, because dilithium is now very hard to come by, so that makes sense that what they have are scraps.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty much the Orion's using them to make to give to couriers to use to carry.
They only give them enough to go where they have to go and come back.
And if the burn were a continuing event, then those
maybe not everybody has a recharger
as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
so
I mean,
we
like,
don't know
I think
yet, but
a
the
significant amount
hints
of time
point-
will pass before Discovery actually gets there because we see Michael's hair
Yeah.
grow out. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So I mean, the next
Yeah, her hair
episode,
was different.
she might be with Book for 6 months, and then Discovery might just pop out of the sky because they were 6 months behind.
My guess is, yeah, like we see like time pass, a year or 2 years, and then we see Michael go through all her hairdos, and then Discovery appears.
Yeah, I
but
was
that
gonna
doesn't
say,
make sense.
You can
and
grow
I'm going
hair
to
that
argue
long in
about it.
6 months because I can't.
I'm going to argue about it already, because if Discovery just appears sometime after Michael Burnham closes she sent the suit up to close the wormhole, that would make no sense. So if Discovery does appear after Burnham got there in like a year or two, I'm going to call foul on that right
For
now.
real. You know what I mean? How?
What was the point of closing the wormhole?
Yeah, or maybe her closing the gap fucked up things, so they got there later. I don't know. I mean, they'll fucking come up with some.
We'll figure it out.
Excuse.
I was thinking about that too. She closed it like.
Yeah, she closed it with the
did
suit
that,
at the very beginning.
Yeah, yeah. Didn't that mess up?
Well, first
like
she
the last
scanned
time?
for signs. She was like, "Hey, is there any ships in the area? Blah blah blah. Any ships or
Life forms.
any life?" And she's the like, "Yeah, life is detected." She's like, "Yeah, okay, go close the hole." That's basically what happened. You know,
Sci-fi guy is asking LDG, what's the best source for an 8 gig flash drive cheap? I would say Amazon, but he's asking you.
What's the best sauce?
Source. We're going to get a cheap
Source. Oh,
8
cheap
gig flash
RAM?
drive.
the flash
Flash
drive.
I'd have to look. Yeah, I'd have to look.
Walmart.
I mean,
Walmart sells a 32 gig for fucking.
Yeah, I don't even know if they still sell 8 gig drives.
Yeah,
I mean they're like $8 for 32. Last I
anyway,
checked.
and SanDisk is owned by
yeah,
Western
flea
Digital.
market.
So I mean,
I'll-
you can buy them anywhere.
If you want to pay shipping, I'll send you one. If you don't
Right,
go too
for real.
far. I mean,
the 22-cent shipping.
seriously. I mean, I got them in packages, so I got a whole bunch.
Yeah, I got a couple with Windows on them.
Yeah, the smallest I have is 64 gig.
Yeah, I bought
got,
two 32 gigs to install
100
Windows. And I got Windows on them.
No, I got 16s. What was he asking for? An 8?
8 gigabyte.
I mean, it's hard to find a gigabyte because
if it's cheap to send one, I'll send you one for free, boss. If the shipping's cheap.
Yeah, I mean, literally, the 8 gigabytes got to be
I got
like
a whole bunch of
$2
PNY.
now. Like literally $2.
Yeah, PNY 16
Like,
gigabytes.
that is like the smallest drive you can get, pretty much. You know, and I mean, they've got to be cheap because the
Rock solid.
64 gig is not even that expensive.
Roxad asks, what if you refuse to get tested, Joseph?
10 days
10
quarantine.
days quarantine. And if you leave the house, you get fined.
Yeah.
So after 10 days, then you can walk about?
Yeah.
Yes. But you can't until 10 days, otherwise you get fined.
Well, what? Then you got to keep your mask on or something, or?
Of course, masks are mandatory anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, you get fined there without a mask.
So
period.
you walk into a restaurant, you're going to have the infected area, like
the
smoking area,
restaurant-
non-smoking. And you're going to have infected area, non-infected area.
Like restaurants are closed. The only thing you can do is take out.
So we're turning into freaking Resident Evil. Watch, I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You know what?
his country had fine
You
masks.
know what? Let me put some additional thoughts into it, because I was thinking about it, because there is, of course, people who are against it. There are people who are against being tested. And there is, like with everything, endless discussions on social media. So we don't need to talk about this fact. But
would a Titan RTX be good?
To get Uncle Remus, if you refuse to get tested, you are taken to a public square and get anally tested in front of an audience.
I have no idea on if it's
On
good or
YouTube
not.
too.
Well, I mean,
Get
Joseph's
monetized
country,
immediately.
Joseph's country had the mask ban. They were finding people what? So you said $1,800?
it's 1650. It is the fine. The 1650 is
And that was
counted
before all this.
as a value of, I don't know, I think triple of the minimum salary or something. I don't ask me, minimum wage or something. But anyway, the whole idea that I made. Sorry, go Bert.
Just real quick, can anybody answer Admiral Sval's question about a Titan RTX? I have no idea.
Not worth
Me
it.
neither. I don't. Not worth it. Yeah, exactly.
You said not worth it,
dude.
As far as I know, the Titans were all killed, and so the Greek gods took over.
Okay, Joseph. Sorry for
Now
cutting
it's
you
the
off.
Medusa RTX.
Yeah. So the whole idea, I made my thoughts about it because, as I said, there are discussions pro and anti-testing and all the jazz. But honestly, despite all the communication is not the best how the government is communicating everything, it takes balls to do something like this, going and trying to test the whole country. And honestly, with the situation that the world has not been in like for over 100 years, and with a crisis that is bigger than the biggest crisis since the World War II, it requires out-of-box thinking and doing something like this, like taking out of the circulation the super spreaders and the people that are actually infected and they are without symptoms, will help to drop the numbers of infected people, and we can actually return within 1 month once again to the situation where we were as a country in March or April, where we had single digit cases. So actually it is the whole situation is extreme. But actually, if you look at it, it's like going to vote in an election. People just go. There will be they are basically going to do it by the alphabet, that people from I don't know, A and B will go between 8 and 9, so that there are not crowds at certain hours. So they will regulate it. There are basically same amount of places as in the during elections, so they know that the capacity is enough. There is hygiene precautions and everything. The military has the best plan, and when I say our military is like a small thing, but their organization skills are probably the best, because obviously military doesn't argue. Military goes after what they are ordered. So they have the best plan. They presented everything today, and actually I was like really thinking about, is it good, is it bad? 2 days ago, today the guys came up with the whole plan and everything, how it's going to be set up, and I was immediately on board. I said, like, okay, because it literally will take me 20 minutes of my day, because the testing place is literally 5 minutes walk from my home, and most people will have it between 5 and 10 minutes walk from their homes. They will do the test, the swab, and it's not like the PCR test where you see the people on TV where they put like the extremely long sticks up your nose and it looks extremely unpleasant. Those swabs that they are using are shorter, flexible, thin, and they even produce like videos that they put out how it looks like, the whole testing with men and women taking the test, so that they show the people what is going to happen. So actually, I don't know if it's going to be okay. And I see Roxolid put here a comment that BS, it won't be back to normal. I'm not talking normal. I'm talking normal April situation.
Yeah,
April we had in this country.
Normal is.
I can tell you. I can tell you. Normal. It won't be normal or back where we are right now. Not before there is a vaccine. Definitely not.
The new
well, he's talking normal in double-digit numbers.
Are you talking normal?
And Roxolid, exactly.
It's been 8 months. I've been tested 8 months, 4 times, and it's come back negative all 4 times.
You know what? And it will.
There's also people that are getting reinfected. So I mean, just as was someone wrote here about the antibodies. Well, I mean, supposedly those antibodies only live for a couple months, and there's only people getting reinfected.
Yeah, and Roxolid, I completely agree with you. There is nothing to disagree with you with the statement that this will work just as well as 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Exactly, the flatten the curve is the problem here, because we have only a limited amount of ventilators, we have limited amount of beds in the hospitals, and we want to avoid to create what is it called, like the field hospitals, or how is it called in English?
Triage.
Yeah, you could do
no,
field
the
hospital.
field
That's
hospital
fine.
is
Field
a
hospitals,
good
and
example.
this is something that they want to do. They don't want to do because we don't have even enough doctors in that case. So yes, it is about flattening the curve once again because the situation is that the European Union was extremely open during the
There's
summer.
no curve to flatten. It's just a cliff.
Yeah, pretty
So
much.
you
I
got to
mean,
get down
well, I
it.
mean, Roxanne is right to the point that it won't be like it was 12 months ago. No, absolutely not.
No. I'm not talking 12 months. I'm talking
It's
about.
only going to get worse.
I'm talking about my country.
Yeah,
April, May, double-digit number of cases, not what we are getting right now between 500 and 1,000, which is for a small country as we are extremely, extremely high numbers. It's basically USA level.
Yeah, I mean,
when it was in the worst situation.
I mean, what?
So
50% of Italy was infected.
and it's
Take
because
care, Admiral.
it's because most of the cases were dragged in from other countries, mainly Ukraine, because it came from over there, because the borders were open. So now what they are trying is literally flatten the curve. So no, it's not going to be like normal, like the life in 2019. It's basically our country, our situation, April. This is what they are aiming for. Basically going down to double-digit numbers instead of triple or quad 4-digit numbers. That's the whole purpose of this testing, and they want to repeat the testing then in 2 weeks' time again. But so that they want to do like one test in 2 weeks and one test in about a month. So basically, what they want for the Christmas period, they want to be under basically where we were in the beginning of the epidemic once again here in our country. That's the whole idea behind it, and that's why I think all the haters that are there, I say, you know what, guys? Okay, then stay 10 days at home. I can stay 10 days at home, but I don't want to. And honestly, I want to get tested. And they are paying for it. It's not going to cost me a cent.
I hear you. And like I said, you know what? If this was a virus that you turned into a zombie the second you got it, right? Something like that, they would be doing every single dime for us not to infect other people. With this virus, it seems like the opposite direction. We're going the opposite direction. We're trying to get everybody infected.
Well, that's one way of dealing with it.
Yeah,
just hurry up and get everybody affected. Let the 2 billion people, or was it 20 million people die, or whatever the number is, 1%, whatever, 1% of 6 billion people or something.
Well, you're talking about herd immunity in the U.S. You're talking about 70% of 350 million. So, I mean, that's how many people have to get it to develop.
But guys, you know what's the problem with this virus compared to I don't know, measles or whatever other viruses that we basically cured through this, is that it is closer in how the virus evolves, closer to a flu virus than to something like a measles virus, because there will be like more and more strains. So effectively, what they at least what the epidemiologists said, that even we get the vaccine now, that we will need a different vaccine something like every 3 years. Yeah. And once again, you need to take this with grain of salt, because this is completely new situation that we are dealing with. So once again, I'm open-minded, and I say, okay, if I need to get a vaccine shot every 3 years, and not to kill myself or my family, I'm okay with it as well. And definitely the situation is not going to be normal until there is the vaccine.
It's never going to be normal.
It is close
only
to a
going
flu
to get worse.
virus.
It's you know what? I'm not thinking. I don't think.
I don't know. We heard all doctors saying it's nothing like the flu.
Well,
it's much worse.
The new flu.
It is much worse, and
mutating worse. And not only that, if your immune system drops for a second, you're dead.
You also have to consider that 93% of the people who contract the virus recover with no.
I'm tired of hearing that. I'm
no
really tired
fatalities.
of hearing that. You're not putting time into the category. This virus is going to get worse.
Well,
90. It starts at 90, and 3 years from now, watch it be 80, and then 3 more years, watch it be 60%.
That
Because
doesn't make any
viruses
sense.
mutate and get worse. That's why.
No, viruses mutate and get better.
Well, viruses mutate all the time. They constantly mutate. But
they constantly mutate. Exactly. They're going to kill you faster and faster.
No.
Virus strains that kill people die off. Virus strains that people live through are what reproduce.
Yeah, that's actually what Bert says is actually the right thing, and that's the only positive twist that you can have about it.
And that's why we
viruses
have the flu now instead of the Spanish flu from 100 years ago that killed.
Well, I mean, I think this is going to be
20% of the population.
Because this
people are
so. LD, let me say this and then say what you want. Is that viruses basically how they evolve? Viruses evolve, and how they evolve is basically they want to survive, and how they can survive by not killing the host. So that's why most of the viruses, while they are mutating, they are adjusting for spreading, not for killing. Usually new viruses kill, not old ones.
With all due respect, and if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, it has nothing to do with the host. The host is the cell. The virus needs to survive by not killing the cell it infects. It doesn't give a damn
you are
shit
the host.
about the
You are the
person. No,
host.
I'm not.
No, this virus is going
cell
to kill the
is
cell. No,
host.
the virus has to kill the cell.
Well,
That's
it
the only way
eventually has to
reproduces.
explode to spread. That's how. It's
Right,
just like
but the
those,
point is, it doesn't kill the host.
No.
Plenty of viruses kill their host.
That's true.
That's the correct statement.
But as time goes on, if it evolves, the ones that evolve are the ones that don't kill their host because they get reproduced and they get passed down more.
Yeah, because you have it's pretty simple. When you have a virus that is killing their host, so it's killing the people, you don't get a pandemic. You get only an epidemic.
You're talking about natural selection. Yes, I get that, but that's only one particular aspect. A virus doesn't change itself. A virus mutates because when it enters a cell, every time if I have a cold and you catch my cold, it mutated off of me to you. You have a very slightly different cold than I have. Every time a virus goes to another person, it mutates.
That's not how it works.
This affects
every time the virus itself reproduces, there's a random chance of mutation.
It's a random,
within your own body.
Random chance of mutation. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. And they constantly mutate. I mean, viruses always constantly mutate.
Anyway, the only thing that I hope for,
the thing that's different is it affects everybody differently. It doesn't affect everybody the same. Some people don't get symptoms. Some people get really bad symptoms. Some people live through it and have no repercussions. Some people have scars in their lungs. So I mean, it's per person. I think it's more of a per person basis and how the virus interacts in your body personally, and because I mean, like I said, there's families out there. I knew a family that was affected, and the mom and dad. It was mom and dad and a brother and a sister. 2 kids, and the youngest kid was done and over it in 2 days. The daughter was done and over it in about a week, and the parents suffered, and the parents fucking took it the hardest. And they were in there for about 3 weeks, and so I mean, it's that's the same family, same blood, but it affected every one of them differently, So
I need to give a long overdue hello to Robert Rose Jr. Says, hello,
Robert.
Today, Bird Prey, Mom Prey, and Sassy. Thank you, Robert.
Yeah, definitely. The thing is that we don't know what's going to happen. This is exactly what we know, that we don't know what's going to happen, and there will be definitely something like a new normal. But you know what? As a species, we went through so many new normals that this is going to be just another one, I think.
Arabic Sander asked Joseph, are any other countries in Europe trying or test the whole country?
We are the first one. We are the first one, and actually, the government introduced this idea to the public 2 days ago or 3 days ago. But they were working on it 3 weeks in secret, so that they could actually get the test units to Slovakia. and they ordered 13.5 million units.
So
and we are
the
double the amount, because we are going to do it in 2 phases, now and then 2 weeks later. So
and then some for extra.
Yeah, and we are the first country in the world that is trying to do it. And honestly, once it got out, the information that we are trying to do this, other countries within Europe approached us how we are handling it. So this is going to be basically, we are guinea pigs in this situation. But you know what? I'm a willing guinea pig in this situation. So I will undergo the test, because literally it will cost me maybe 20 minutes, maybe 1 hour of my day. Now, during the weekend, not this weekend, but the next weekend. And then 2 weeks afterwards, one another hour. And honestly, if it helps, it helps. And I'm happy with the idea. I don't mind it. Because
the number of people on ventilators is increasing in the U.S.
Here as well. We have
Granted,
currently 60 people on ventilators.
Yeah, it's not as much as people feared, but it is increasing. Yes. So I wouldn't go gifting away our ventilators yet.
The thing is with the ventilators, but the problem with the ventilators is that ventilator is the last resort. That's the biggest problem. That ventilator is the last resort, and with the people on ventilator have something like 50-50 chance to survive.
That was true at the beginning. I think it's a lot better now.
You know what? No, it's still 50-50 chance to survive. Because those are the hardest cases, and those are the oldest people. Obviously, age is a big factor in this whole, and of course, all the other diagnoses that the people have already.
Age and racial
and obesity is as well a huge factor.
Obesity is up there too now. Yeah, because I know, they said they found it in higher populations of Hispanic and Black people as opposed to white people.
It's we are not racist, so we don't talk about racial profiling here.
But the Latino population and the African American population.
I'm joking here. I'm obviously joking here because with the probably 25 Black people that are living in Slovakia and the 7
you said you're not
Hispanic
racist?
people living in Slovakia.
I know those guys, all 25 of them.
Yeah, exactly. So it's obviously a joke. No, but literally probably. But because they're you know what? You're laughing, but they are probably working in all the IT companies,
right? The top companies, yeah.
I'm joking. But literally, age and being overweight are the two, at least here in my country, are the two most common factors. What is happening? That if you are overweight and if you are old and if you are both, you are basically dead. That's the fact.
What was it? That's why 60% of Italy went. You know what I'm saying? Everybody went. It was Italy's got the highest population over 60 in the world or something.
Yeah, that's the thing with Italy. Yeah, that was the problem. And this is one of those reasons that I'm saying that I want to be tested is just because my mother is suffering from arthritis, and she has a very, very impacted immune system. So that's why I get tested. I don't mind being tested, and if there is a vaccine, I'm going to get the vaccine because her doctors told her that due to her condition, the vaccine could actually cause
the virus.
The virus. So she's not. She is one of those people who want to be vaccinated but cannot be vaccinated. So we are, as a family, everybody here, we decided yes, we are going to be vaccinated just because of her. And another thing, just I'm so afraid about her because she is a principal in a school, and she is turning 70 next year. She's doing her job just because she loves it. She could be retired like for years now, but she loves the job, and but she is in the front lines. She is among children, who could be easily spreading the virus without symptoms, because we know that the lower the age, the lesser the symptoms are.
That was a huge thing in the U.S. here too, with the older teachers. A lot of older teachers weren't returning.
And actually, in our country, this is the biggest problem, that since many teachers, and it's literally like 60% of the teachers, are in the category where they are, because of their age, endangered, literally. So that's why there are many precautions that are taken care of. So yes, it's a weird situation, but my mother loves her job, and she's going to retire probably in December if everything works out. If not, then in June next year. But still, she is active, and this is something that I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm talking about all this stuff primarily with her in my mind. It's not because of me, because honestly, the only health issue that I'm having is that I have 2 dislocated discs in my lower back. That's my only health issue. Otherwise,
my back is fucked, but everything else.
You know what? Otherwise, I'm completely fine. So I'm 100% sure that if I contracted the virus, I would be probably 1 week in bed, and I would be just fine. But now at this stage, I'm doing it only because of my mother.
Absolutely, and I mean, other people should follow suit.
Welcome, Wesley Crusher. He's been here.
All right, it's 5:30.
Wesley has been here, yeah, for
I'll talk to you guys later. I'll probably be on, and I gotta go to work. I got
take care.
Yeah, take care.
So bye. Wesley wants to know when Charlie is getting his own YouTube channel. As soon as he can speak into the microphone, he can have his own YouTube channel.
I can tell you, it will be sooner than later. You would be surprised how early the kids can talk right now. It's literally ridiculous. Okay, go through the chat, because we've been.
I'm pretty much at the end of the chat. Wesley wants to come up. Wes, I did not put the link out. There's the link.
Are you putting out the link? Okay.
I just put out the link.
Okay.
Hopefully it goes up. Yeah, come on up, people.
Let me up. Let me up. We will let you up, Wesley. I like talking to you, Wesley.
Wesley, I heard you gave Cinnabon a headache, Wes.
Wesache, actually.
Wesache. Wesley.
Check.
Earth to Wesley.
Check. We hear you. Check. Now you're on.
Now it's working. Wait, what did I do to Cinnabon?
You gave him a headache.
That's what I always do. That's what I always do.
He calls it a Wesache.
What else is new?
And Thomas is leaving because you came up.
No, Thomas. Don't leave. Don't leave us.
Call Remus.
Oh, baby. Don't leave me this
So
way.
how was work today, Wes? I mean...
well, I got some bad news in the morning, but other than that, it wasn't that bad. Just
I saw the post on Facebook. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, literally, that's a sad story. Did you know the guy?
Yeah, it was a coworker.
Oh, okay, so you did. Okay,
but maybe we'll talk about this on Friday.
Yeah. Okay. Well, other than that, how was work?
Just a normal day, kept busy.
Carlos says my mom goes in for a knee replacement on Friday, and I'm terrified if she gets the virus whilst recovering, but I still need to work. I would say don't worry about it too much. I've been to the hospital. Other people have been to the hospital. They're doing a pretty good job of keeping the people separated. Hello?
What hello?
My phone was ringing while I was talking to you.
Okay.
I didn't know if it was nobody. I was 90% sure it was nobody.
Hello, it's
Um,
me.
So my perspective of this whole thing is kind of, weird, different because, as you guys know, I work in a retail, and my store has been open every single day.
Yeah, you are in a
Hasn't
completely
closed.
different situation. Totally.
And I see. I mean, most people wear a mask or some kind of covering, but there's occasional your few that don't. And what's the funniest thing is when people like tuck their mouth into their shirt.
And actually, Wesley, I don't know how it's in California, because I'm not talking about the United States. I'm just talking about California right now. But in our stores, if you enter the store without a mask, there is a security, and they just turn you and they escort you out. Basically, you are not allowed to enter the store without a face mask. They just turn you in the entrance, and they send you out.
Yeah,
Flat out.
I don't think they can do that here in the United States. Now, my store does provide free mask. So if you come in without a mask, any of the
Okay.
employees can go, "Oh, hey, we provide free mask. Would you like one?" So then they have less of an excuse of, "Oh, I don't have one."
Addy in stereo donated Bolivian 25 Bolivian bucks. I just think they're
Bolivian bolivars, I think it's
Bolivian
the name.
bucks. I'm pretty sure.
Bolivian bucks. Okay.
Bolivitanos. Bolivitanos. Says Joe Bolivian president in 2025. Oh, Joe for Bolivian president in 2025. Yes, Bolivia just had their presidential election this past Sunday. And the socialists won big win for the socialists in Bolivia.
And Bert, you are a socialist.
I'm not a socialist. No.
You're a socialist.
No, I will come. I will make Bolivia great again in 2025 if they pay for me to move there, and also, make it like America and speak English. Welcome Pflugerville with a beautiful white snow scene.
Pflugerville, is that snow?
That is live.
It's not
my
oil.
window.
It's not. Is it ash? Is there a volcano going off?
It's depressing. It's depressing. It's so depressing. I hate snow. I hate snow. I hate snow so much.
Well, send me all your snow. I don't even know what it looks like.
It's before I knew what white trash meant, I used the term white trash for snow. In Slovak it doesn't have the same meaning as in English, so I literally called it in Slovak white trash. I know the obvious meaning, but it is white garbage. Yeah, let's call it like that.
That's very racist.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm racist against snow. Yes. it's
well, come out here to the Mojave Desert. We don't have any of that.
You know what? The horrible shoveling of that shitty stuff. It's just horrible. And my wife says I have not seen snow for 4 years.
That's how you really feel, Joseph.
So my wife says, "Hello, nerds."
Hello, nurse. Hello, nurse.
Thomas says, Vertebrae, CBS made a Twitter account for the cat in Discovery. Of course they did. Of course they did.
So, Joseph, I know somewhere near me where there's never snow. We call it Death Valley.
That was a good one.
You come move there. You'll never have to worry about snow.
There may occasionally be snow. There's certainly ice in Death Valley on occasion.
You know what? Death Valley, it sounds so poetic, yeah. I think it's the hottest place in the United States, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pfluger, we're getting a weird hissing sound coming from you.
I thought
So if you don't mind, just mute while you're not speaking.
I thought it was the sound of snow. Isn't that what snow sounds like?
Oh, maybe my.
It's like
it's like
maybe a
electronic
fan
cricket.
or
Electronic
Oh,
cricket.
I bet it's my mic on the cam.
yeah. There you go.
Maybe.
That stopped it.
Yeah.
So
Because
that's
he
not
muted
what
probably.
snow sounds like?
Yeah. Well, if you got to say something, when you want to say something, just unmute. It'll be fine. Pixelate says, I will be on Bigford Entertainment Channel tonight, the Chaos List, where one of the questions we will discuss is, how would it be like to have a free and true public social platform? I'll put up the link, Pixelate.
We will hear a lot about Prometheus.
I don't even know what those words mean.
Basically, if we had a social media that was actually a public forum and not controlled by a big tech company.
It probably would go under.
Roxal says it's not cocaine. The white stuff.
If it only was.
Is
you
my
could
hissing
sell
gone?
it. Yeah, your hissing is perfectly gone.
Okay. Yeah. It somehow it switched it to the mic on the cam.
webcam. Yeah.
And Carlo was afraid that he would give it to his mom. I'm sorry to hear that, Carlo. I understand. Yeah, well, just keep your distance, wear the mask.
Yeah.
Cinnabon Bunny says, let's go race around the 494, Pflugerville.
Yeah, I read that. I didn't have time to giggle at it.
Does he mean in planes or on horses?
No, I-94, I bet, is like a big snowy death trap right now.
CDJ says, snow is fun when you're a kid. It's a nightmare when you're an adult.
How I
used
only
to like
agree.
the snow. I used to like the snow even when I was an adult, but when I could walk. Once I couldn't walk, then I hated the snow.
Well, what if we put you on a big sled and push you downhill?
It's not the sled. That's not the problem. The point is, now when there's snow, Mamo prays life gets 100 times harder outside, and so you have to wait for somebody to come around to shovel our snow, to pay somebody, hire somebody. And even then, it's like they're not going to be there at the time you want them to be. And Mama Pray is going to like sweep the snow off the stairs, even though she shouldn't, but she does.
Well, then you need to get Charlie on that.
Yeah, well, now once Charlie gets a few years older, that'll be something. But he's got a few years before he can.
You know what
be
I just
expected.
imagined? I just imagined a hospital bed going downhill in a high speed with Bert wearing like those hats like
Santa hat, yeah, like the
like
Santa
Santa hat, yeah, something like that, and yelling something obscene. I don't know why. Sorry for that mental image.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, sorry for the mental image, but it's so hilarious.
Thomas is Bird of Prey. The DOJ filed a civil antitrust lawsuit on Google. I think a few states joined in as well. They should. They should. They got Project Veritas. Got a Google engineer talking about how they tweak the algorithm for Biden. Don't eat yellow snow. That is a great thing, Rock Solid. A great tip. Don't eat yellow snow. It is not lemon.
Any other
Despite what your friends tell you, it is not lemon. What'd you say?
If there are any other colors that he would suggest to eat.
Yeah.
Red. Red is cherry.
Red is cherry.
Green is lime.
Lime. Tasty.
Carlo Albanese says, Berto Prey. I wish I could be there to help Mamo Prey. All hail Mamo Prey. Thank you, Carlo. I
too,
wish
man.
people could be here. Wesley says the same. He wishes. I thank you guys so much. She really appreciates it. She really appreciates it. Just the thought that counts. She's still managing to handle it.
I mean, you're almost literally on the other side of the country. You're the northeast. I'm southwest.
Yeah. Now, surprisingly, though, it's actually further to get to San Francisco than Los Angeles, because LA is so much more east than San Francisco is. I didn't believe it, but sure enough, when you look it up, it's true. If you look at a map, LA is actually
Yeah, I know it's more east than San Francisco.
Then Reno, Nevada is more west than San Diego and LA. Blew my mind when I realized that. Also blew my mind when I realized that Chile is more east than New York. Like South America.
What?
South America is not below the United States. South America is in front of the United States in the Southern Hemisphere.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Brazil is like way. That's why of all, what's the weird thing? Massachusetts is the closest state to Africa. Let that sink in. Massachusetts or Maine, one of the two. Maybe it's Maine. Maine is the closest state to Africa.
The spherical model is so crazy.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's if you believe in a rounder. I know not everybody.
Well, so Florida's the most southern state of the United States.
Well, besides Hawaii.
Yeah. I wonder what the difference is between, and what part of Africa, like Morocco.
Well, it would be like Morocco, yeah.
So the French part of Africa, right?
I assume, I don't know if it's French.
Of course, Morocco was a French colony. It's one of the official languages there. And I know because I work with those people.
I know there's a lot of bees in Morocco. That's all I know. Avoid Morocco.
Now, another crazy thing is I think there's only one spot in Europe where you can see Africa, and that's like the very southern tip of Spain, where it almost touches. You can just barely see like the landmass.
Wouldn't that southern tip be Gibraltar, would technically be part of the UK?
At one point, basically half of the world was part of the UK, right? Didn't you have something like
Gibraltar
civil war about it?
I'm just saying Gibraltar still is part of the UK. That crazy airport they have there.
Well, Australia used to be.
Sorry, I said civil war. I meant the war for independence. Yeah.
You know, Australia was a prison colony for the UK.
Yeah. Isn't it still?
Well, it is in here when Bird's trying to be
where is Fed Dog?
Where? What?
Resolute Germ says Bird is right. UK is not part of Europe. That's not what I meant.
No. UK is not part of the EU, and they will be very sad that they left us.
I don't think they will. At least not if.
You'll be very sad they left you.
I'm already sad that they left me because they were paying for my roads, and nobody's going to pay for my roads now. So that's why I'm so sour about it.
Yes, Gibraltar is the UK. Thank you.
And every time 40 and Barber is on the stream, I
was going to say everything 40 and Barber says seems like they're not going to miss leaving the EU.
No. 50-50. You know, like with everything today in the world, everything is 50-50 and everybody's arguing about everything because
Yeah.
it's so 50-50 and there is nothing in between. It's only that, this or that. And this is something that is so crazy. I'm trying to be somewhere in the middle and I'm misunderstood on both sides.
Be in the middle. There's no middle. Just kidding.
But I'm trying. I'm trying to be, you know, like the voice of reason, somebody
Oh, don't
who
do that. That's not.
who
That's not
uses
gonna.
who uses actually brain.
Brain. What is brain?
Yeah.
Are you a Vulcan?
No, I'm smiling. I'm not logical.
I'm going to ship Joseph some snow.
Okay, then you
You
will
should.
understand that I'm definitely not Vulcan because I will be angry.
No, you won't have any.
We have actually in the mountains here. Oh, in the mountains here we got as well something like 2 feet snow. So it was, yeah, a bit surprising. But they were like, okay, so we're going to shovel the snow away. The people there are crazy.
So, Bird, when you said Los Angeles is farther away from New York than San Francisco is, do you mean by like flying miles or driving miles?
Both. I mean, by the fact that they're flying miles would also indicate that it's further by driving miles as well.
Are there enough crazy people who would drive the distance?
I would say yes.
Oh, I had the opportunity. I almost took it. I had the opportunity to drive from New York to San Diego one summer with my Jeep.
And is it somewhat interesting?
That's the
Because
thing. It's not the particularly most interesting drive.
Because
you'd have to go out of the way to see things of interest.
Exactly, because in that case I would say, okay, let's take like 2 weeks holiday and do basically something like an exploration journey.
Yeah, well, I didn't have the option to take a 2-week
between the coasts, you know.
vacation. I had to basically make a straight run and do it in like 3 or 4 days, which, you know, it still would have been fun if I went with the right people. I turn it into a road trip kind of fun thing, but it just
I wasn't invited, so it wouldn't be fun.
It's
Yeah.
almost 2,800 miles.
That's crazy. You would cross Europe multiple times.
Which route did you take?
I didn't do it. I said I regret that I never got it. I never did it.
So I'm looking at two different routes. There's one route that takes you through Denver, another one that takes you through like Oklahoma, and then through Phoenix, Arizona.
I would have gone through Phoenix.
So like the southern route.
Yeah, just to avoid snow.
Or what you could do is you could take the 95 south all the way down to like Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah.
Then get on the 10, and the 10 goes all the way to Los Angeles.
Yeah, that was something I considered. I mean, taking 80 all the way to wherever, I think Colorado, and then just going.
And what about the famous Route 66?
I live on Route 66, but that goes to Chicago, right?
I'm so sorry.
Well, I could have gone to Chicago, and then
no one goes to Chicago.
Hooked up on Route 66.
It was a good musical.
Chicago, Tunnel in town. What are you talking about? 3, Thomas? .03?
0.03? What is that?
Oh, let's see. There was more stuff. Rock says, think of animals crossing the road. The right side shoulder fine. Left side shoulder fine. in the middle, squashed. Pick a side. Don't get squashed in the middle. Yeah, don't. That's his advice to Joseph. Did England just free all the prisoners in Australia one day and tell them to govern themselves? I don't think that's how it happened. I'm a little bad on Australian history.
Just imagine how pretentious you have to be to declare a continent a prison.
Welcome, Daniel's Hot Topics. Qapla,
Hi, Bird. What's up?
Not much. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
My God, I'm so excited for Discovery season, episode 2, season 3, episode 2. The first one was awesome. The second one's gonna be even better, I think.
What do you rate the first episode?
Well, it was good, but it wasn't perfect. I'm waiting for something a little bit better to come along. You know, I would rate it probably maybe like an 8 out of 10.
Wow,
8 out of 10.
I would have figured you were going for a 10 out of 10 the way you were talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Bert, you know very well that there are other channels who rate it.
Oh, I know. There were several people I saw who rated it perfect 10.
Yeah. And you know my rating, I said it was, and you know that I'm a fan of Discovery, and I still rated it 5 out of 10, this episode.
It would seem that the opinions on the episode are all over the place.
But you know what? It is good because it only how to say it, the nerd talk. It supports all the nerd talk, and people can talk about it and argue about stuff. Yeah.
What did Anti-Tracker rate it?
He didn't give it a rating.
He didn't give it a rating
because
because
he'd have to see more episodes.
Yeah, exactly. And it's actually a very good approach, I think.
That's what I rate it.
That's more or less what I rated it.
But Bird, what I see is you gained some subscribers. So
yeah, we did.
Based on this, did on this episode, yeah.
I would imagine from that review, I gained some subscribers. The thing is, and let's see what it's saying right now.
Can I make a shout out to Cinnabon? Hey, Cinnabon, you want to go on a road trip with me? We'll start at my house, then we'll go back to your house.
Wow, that's weird. So actually,
that sounds so romantic. Do it.
Even though it says
we're gonna ride horses all the way back.
Subscribers, my subscriber number still refuses to go above 2159. It's at 2158. Now, it was at 2158 before I put out the video. Then I got a bunch of new subscribers, but then the subscribers dropped to 2155. And now they're back up to 2158, even though I got emails saying I gained like 8 subscribers. For some reason, YouTube just doesn't want to give me the satisfaction of seeing the number 2160 or higher.
Yeah.
So
you know what? The funniest part is I literally got unsubscribed from you during the live stream, and I got unsubscribed from Anti-Tracker during the live stream while I was watching it.
Son of a bitch.
Are you clicking on buttons?
No, I wasn't clicking on anything.
You clicked on something, Joseph.
No, I didn't. I was commenting on something, and then it said, if you want to comment, you need to subscribe. And I was like, what? Literally while I was watching the stream. So it
doesn't make sense. Why would you have to subscribe to comment?
You have to be subscribed so that you can comment on videos, either on live chat or when you want to put a comment.
It doesn't make any sense.
No, it makes perfect sense.
No, I comment on videos all the time without being subscribed. I bet it's some weird European rule.
No, I hardly doubt that you can comment on not subscribed, signed in.
Signed in. There you go.
Signed in. But when I signed in, I was unsubscribed from you.
Okay.
So that was like two things happened at once. I was signed out and unsubscribed from
That
your
was
channel,
LBG.
and
You got hacked.
there were people who were accusing him from being the lord of the internet. I heard it, but I think fortunately he doesn't have the power. To rule over the internet until now.
CDJ says he hasn't driven in 24 years due to medical disqualification, but he was a crappy driver anyway. To be honest, so I'm sorry to hear that. I used to love to drive, and I'd say I was a pretty good driver. Cinnabon says road trips are never fun like the movies. Well, mine weren't bad. I'll be honest.
Not necessary. I honestly, when we are driving to Croatia, which is we are doing it like every three years approximately. When we are driving, going to Croatia, it's literally a road trip where we are crossing. We are crossing Hungary, or Austria, Slovenia. Then we go to Croatia, and we are driving. It's basically, yes, it can be easily a 16-hour road trip. And we are enjoying it. It's literally the fun starts immediately when we leave the house. When you have the right music, the right.
Oh, I definitely need the music. That's true.
Yeah, of course. You have the right music. You have the right topics.
Dr. Scotty gave a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Dr. Scotty. And says NASA's OSIRIS-REx just landed on an asteroid. They are reporting they found OJ's knife and Biden's brain.
We need those back.
So Biden was really, really high?
I suspect there might be a little bit of fake news there. Rock Solid went through Denver to Vegas to Orange County. That's cool. Route 66. Yep.
Yeah, the Route 66. No, because it's such an iconic route, So that's why I suggested it. But probably there are way more modern roads and routes going from one end to the other.
Yeah,
Rock Solid drove.
Like all highways now.
Rock Solid says he drove from Epcot to Central Illinois in one drive. It was okay. Damn, Epcot. That's unfortunate.
I've driven from LA County to Louisiana in under like a day and a half.
Yeah, we've done a Florida to New York drive.
This is so nuts when you are talking. I was driving for a day and a half, and you are still within the same country. It's so ridiculous.
Joseph, like each one of our states is like the size of a country.
Of a country in Europe. I know that's why I say it's so ridiculous for me to grasp the concept of the size of the United States, and this is something that I need to be constantly reminded of, how huge the United States are. Yeah.
I mean, as I said, it's about almost 3,000 miles from my house to Bert's house.
Yeah, and it's like 300 miles from one end of the country to another here.
Cinnabon's never been on a cool road trip. One day.
Wesley?
One day Wesley will pick you up and you guys head to New York.
Okay, I'll fly out to his house, rent a car, pick him up, and drive him back to my house, then leave him there.
What?
What about the two bunnies? You want to move Cinnabon with you?
You gotta take Kayla's and Cinnabon.
Look, let me clarify. I'm not bringing him over to my house. I'm just going to drive back to my house, bring the car to rent, to where you return the rental cars, and then just jump out and leave them there.
Why are you so evil to Cinnabon? Or are you just so evil in general? I'm just asking.
No, because he doesn't like horses.
Rock Solid says, Bird of Prey, I could be wrong, but I don't believe Route 66, I think he means is in Chicago. It goes through Bloomington, 2 hours south of Chicago, 45 minutes from him.
45 minutes, it's basically around the corner in terms of the United States, right?
I don't know that end of it, but I know the the opposite end of it. I know the west side of Route 6.
Cinnabon gave Discovery a 3.
3. I don't think it was a 3. It was definitely one of the better episodes of Discovery. But the problem is I'm still watching like DS9, and I consider DS9 the golden standard of Star Trek. For me, it is the golden standard, and I have to balance everything, and I have to balance everything around it. And I love the Discovery cinematography, but I still think the writing and the dialogue is still not on the level where we would have
I'll
to
be
have
back
it.
in a minute, you guys. Hold
Yeah,
on.
okay. When we are at this topic, I have really no problem to entertain the stream or chase people away. That's another thing that I can do as well. What I really like is the cinematography, because that one is epic. It literally is cinema level, which I can enjoy, despite, let's say, the opening scene was a little bit too CGI-y, too much CGI for my taste. But I can understand. Okay, now we are showing what the technology can do with nanoparticles and whatsoever. But I still think it's still a little bit a ridiculous concept, because the beds didn't change that much in the last 800 years. So I'm not sure if they will change in another 1,000 years to nanoparticles, which is possible. Yeah. But still, it was a little bit too much. What I really enjoyed, for example, I know that that people were complaining, how could Michael beat up Booker in the fight? But the fight scenes had fantastic choreography, and you barely see this good fight choreography on any other Star Trek. Yeah, so it is literally movie-like, and when you look at the fights, there were not so many cuts. When you look at some action movies, you get so many cuts in the fight scene, and shaky cam, and whatsoever, just to cover up how the actors cannot fight, and you didn't see it here on Discovery. So I think the fight scenes were actually very well done.
Joseph, did you learn how to talk from Anti-Trek, or you didn't breathe for the last 5 minutes?
Is it so bad? No, I'm just drinking rum, so.
Oh, we have a drunk Joseph.
Oh, it's not.
Did you hear?
Sorry, Daniel, go.
Well, there's a possibility. There's a rumor that they want to bring. CBS wants to bring back Deep Space Nine.
Oh, this is something where I saw a post on Facebook, and I wrote only one sentence. No, you don't mess with perfection. No, honestly, I don't want to have Deep Space Nine as a series. I don't mind showing Deep Space Nine in some let's say we get something like Picard season 2, and they can literally show DS9. They can go there, they can do stuff there, but then they leave it. It will be like, okay, memberberry. I don't like the word memberberry.
So you don't mind a cameo, like they
Something,
go to
something like exactly something like a cameo. Okay, let's go there just to say, okay, we are in the Star Trek universe, because this is one another problem that I have with Star Trek Discovery, that it doesn't remind me of Star Trek. There is, especially after Lower Decks, where every single scene screamed, I am Star Trek, with every single design, with every single shot. It was immediately clear that it is Star Trek. Here, without the insignia, without the delta, without the phaser, without let's say, like few small things like the flag, you wouldn't even know it's a Star Trek, because the ship design doesn't remind me of Star Trek. And I would like to welcome the aesthetics of Star Trek, because even when we had a future shown on Enterprise with the Enterprise J, despite many people say it's a big and ugly ship, I still don't mind the Enterprise J, because it looks like a Federation ship. But neither Booker's ship nor the ship that was chasing him, nothing looked like a Federation ship. And even I think The only thing, the only Star Trek related thing that we saw there was, and this was something that Captain Foley on Trackyard said, and I didn't even realize it, that we had a Discovery shuttle there. I didn't even realize that there was a Discovery shuttle. So
Discovery shuttle. God.
which means there is still the same design for over 1,000-year-old design still in use. I know that we are using horses for over
There was a
1,000 years.
Discovery shuttle.
It was said. I didn't see it, but it was something that Trekyards and Captain Foley mentioned in their review of the episode.
That's crazy.
And if fully solid, it's probably there.
Exactly. That's the thing. If Foley said it, it must be there somewhere. I don't know. I have not seen it, but I watched the episode only like 3 times. So.
Hey, Bird, how would you like Deep Space Nine to return?
I wouldn't. Not with
Me
the
neither.
current people in charge of Star Trek.
And you know what the problem is not.
That's what everybody says.
Because they're right.
You know the thing is, especially when we got the idea from what we leave behind from the documentary, what they could do with the show. I certainly liked the approach that they did there. Sorry, I want to address here one comment that Resolute put here. They put much into effects and choreography to distract from the lack of the intelligent storytelling. You know what, Resolute? There is one thing. We had two seasons of Discovery where they basically wrote themselves into a corner. That's why they left. Now the 2 seasons and the 23rd century, just to be able to do something better. So I'm giving them now a chance to do something that can be actually good if they try actually. And I don't know if they tried because everything is now in the can. So we'll see what's going to happen. The problem is obviously that with many people that Michael Burnham is the character that she is pretty much disliked, and that she is so perfect in many things. But she was slightly different in this episode.
The Tom Green road trip movie is a good movie.
She was slightly different in this episode, so I don't know. Let's see what they are going to do with the season. Honestly, I can tell you that definitely the preview of the season, what's going to happen in the season, what they showed at the end of the episode, gave me more hope for Discovery than the first episode itself. This is how I see it. I don't know what's going to happen. I will try to look at it as open-minded as possible, and I will try to look at it as balanced as I can. But yeah, I want to be surprised. The problem is that as I mentioned multiple times on streams, that my absolute favorite episode of Star Trek and is the Deep Space Nine episode Way of the Warrior. And because the episode has everything that I expect from a good movie or good TV show: comedy, drama, action. Everything was there, and a good dialogue. And if they will be able to pull something like that in the show, I will embrace it. If not, I will criticize it, of course. This is how I see it.
Leslie, did you threaten to knock Thomas down a cave?
You know which episode I'm looking forward? Unification Part 3. That's going to be really racing. It's going to be really good. It's going to be like it's going to connect with TNG, right? And Burnham is going to look for Spock's history, right? So we're going to see pictures of Possibly, we're going to see pictures of Leonard Nimoy, or maybe even William Shatner's Kirk. It's possible. I mean, if she's looking up history, it's possible we can see a lot of things from history. Now, what do you think?
Honestly, I'm dreading a little bit that episode because unification was a huge part of the lore, and we had, despite it had actually unification, parts 1 and 2 had very little impact on Star Trek as it is when you think about it, you know, because even in Nemesis it didn't work out basically. So I'm not sure what they want to achieve with Unification Part 3. Let's see. I'm open to it, but I'm not sure. I'm still not sure. Definitely, it's going to be an episode where they can do something great with it, or they can mess it up. So
I
let's
thought
see.
the whole point of going into the future was to stay away from previous canon. So the fact that they go head first and even call the episode Unification Part 3 kind of completely nullifies the entire point of going into the future. I don't want these people
The only,
looking
you know what?
at Spock
The
and Kirk or Sarek or anybody.
The only thing that I don't want to do this to happen on Discovery in season 3 is to dig too deep into the past. So what happened between Picard and I know what I'm saying between Picard and where they are now in the 3188, so in the 32nd century. The less we know, the better chances we have that to accommodate good entertainment and good Star Trek in this time period. Because just when you think about it, with Discovery season 3, Discovery is now in 1,000 years in the future. So every single Star Trek that we do in the 24th, 25th, and the centuries until the 32nd century will be a prequel to Discovery. So whatever they establish right now in Discovery 3 will become actually canon, which is a little bit tricky.
Only if you let it. Only if you let it. Discovery has lost its ability to create canon, in my opinion.
But it's in your opinion, but not in CBS opinion. You know, that's the problem. That's the problem.
Hail Kuroga, Carlo. Ion, Qapla says costs too much to render a new shuttle. Apparently. And Thomas also saw a Starfleet shuttle in the episode.
Carlos says those things, those AI things from the end of Picard did it. What do you mean, Carlos? What did they do? Honestly, with Picard, I was happy with the Picard TV series. It was a little bit a show of abandoned plots and missed opportunities in many cases. But I enjoyed the show. But honestly, the last 20 minutes killed the show like completely. But on the other hand, they closed the show so nicely. They wrapped it up so nicely that even if we didn't get a Picard season 2, I wouldn't mind it.
Thomas brings up a good point. The episode is called Unification 3, not Unification Part 3. It is possible it has nothing to do with Unification Parts 1 and 2. Unification 3 might be the name of a planet. For all we know.
For all we know, yes. But honestly, I think they will try to tie it somehow to the TNG plot that was happening there. I don't know why, but yes, which is actually a little bit weird because it was an attempt to bring Balkans and Romulans closer and basically back together. and I'm not sure if it would take something like 1,000 years to do that. In 1,000 years, nations fall apart. Not they don't go back together, you know. And I know what I'm talking about because when I'm looking at the history of my country, what happened basically in the last basically from the turn of the century, a bit from World War One, World War Two, and what happened, how many countries, in how many countries we were, like this same location where I am, how many countries it was, you know, as I mentioned, the Slovak state that was created after the split, forcible split in 1939. Basically was not Nazi state, you know. Czech Republic was an occupied country, and we were basically the German allies, now in quotes. And we stayed and we declared war on the USA in 44, I think, was it? You know, so then the country broke once again, and it became Czechoslovakia. Then it became a socialistic republic. Then it became a federation, and then it split again in the early 90s. So within 100 years, it was so crazy. So the whole idea about the unification part 3 and bringing back Balkans and Romulans together sounds a little bit weird, especially from my point of view and from what I've learned and what I've been through. Because actually, I lived in my 44 years, I have lived in 3 different countries, which is crazy.
That's
If you think about it.
atypical. I would say that's atypical for most people on Earth.
Yeah, but still, when you think about it, I lived in 3 different countries because I lived in the Czechoslovakian Socialistic Republic. I lived in the Czechoslovakian Federation, and then I lived in Slovakia, which is a country by itself, you know. And it literally happened between I was born and this time, yeah, right
and
now.
soon you'd be living in the United EU.
And we became and we became a part of the EU like a decade ago, you know. So
Yeah.
it is so interesting what can happen within a very short period of time. And they are trying to tell me that something like unification part 3 is happening 1,000 years after, or I don't know, 700 years after what we had on TNG, you know. So. But anyway, let's see what they are going to do with it.
Positive Candor says, Bird of Prey, who is going to win the World Series? Or could you care less about it? Well, I could not care less. That is how much little I care.
World Series. What sport are we talking about?
Mamo Prey says the Dodgers. Are the Dodgers even in the World Series? With the Rays?
Why are
I
we
didn't
talking
even know.
Why is it called a World Series when when we are talking about the sport?
It's the only people who matter are the United States, Joseph. Don't you understand that?
Good one.
So Malo Prey's money is on the Dodgers. I could not care less.
I don't think a country that is still on.
Oh, she's not going to put money on it. She's just guessing. She's saying 50-50. Okay.
I don't think a country that is still not using the metric system has so much to say about everything.
I think the country that's been to the moon and back with people has everything to say about it.
NASA is using metric.
That's a recent development. They haven't been back to the moon since they started using metric.
But they are going to the moon back, and they will use metric again.
When it happens, then they'll have something to say about it. It hasn't happened yet.
I love this banter. I love this. I love this so much. It's so funny.
Cinnabon says it may all be all about Burnham reuniting 3 of the founding Federation species. That's another possibility.
And Bird is so good at doing that kind of banter.
Yeah. By the way, I think my English is improving with the amount of alcohol that I'm drinking. I'm not sure why.
How could your English improve? It was already pretty damn good.
It's horrible. Sometimes it's horrible.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Joseph, listen to me. I have people that I see on a daily basis, and you are like 100 times better than they are. So there
Thank you
are
for
people
the
that live in
compliment.
the United States that speak way less English than you do. Mostly here in California, you know, we're a progressive state here.
So the less you speak English, the more progressive you are.
Depends on who you ask.
Carlo
Okay.
says the AI made the burn because the signal from Picard, and Burnham will save everything because Picard didn't stop it, just delayed them.
You know what? There is one thing that I really don't want to see, and this is basically an Archer type of speech of creating a new federation at the end of the season, delivered by Michael Burnham.
With Michael Burnham.
Yeah, this is something that I really don't want to see, and the problem is,
Savior of the galaxy.
and I'm dreading this situation, basically based on what we saw at the end of season 1 when Michael was delivering the speech in front of the in front of the Federation bigwigs about after the end of the Klingon War, you know, and this is exactly something that I don't want to see. One thing that made Star Trek so great in all the TV shows was including TNG, despite it was a show about Kirk, Spock, and McCoy, literally. What I want to see is a show of with the full cast as a that they are working as a team.
Michael Burnham doesn't need a team. She is a team.
I had a discussion on Twitter with under the post of the actress that is playing Ovushikun on Discovery. You know, the black lady on the bridge, and she posted something about she's back, like about Michael Burnham, and I was like that, the show thrives as a that every Star Trek basically thrives as a show of the full cast, not about one character. And the response was that I got from one of her fans. She said that, but Michael Burnham is, and she put in quotes the word captain of the show, and that every single show is about the captain. And so I responded that it's not only about the captain, because the captain is maybe the center, but is not all knowing, and we have characters that are delivering certain that are doing certain things, that are delivering certain parts. We have the doctor, we have the engineer, we have the scientist, we have everybody, we have the pilot, but we don't have Michael Burnham doing everything. Captain Janeway was not the perfect pilot. Tom Paris was. Captain Janeway was not a perfect doctor, because Dr. Joe was the perfect doctor. We had the scientist in 7 of 9. We had the botanist in Cass, but it looks like Michael Burnham encompasses all of those traits, and this is something that makes the character unbelievable. So this is something, if they are able to change it and tune it down in season 3, it actually has the potential of becoming a good show if we see more of the cast. But honestly, can you name the characters on the bridge? Can you say that all the characters that we know of had very good plot lines in the show, except maybe Saru and Stamets, you know.
Or Killy Tilly.
You know what? Tilly is a character that basically they destroyed. They destroyed in season 2 by making her the comic relief. You know?
That was the one thing that Michael Burnham couldn't be. She couldn't be the comic relief. She needs
Yeah.
her sidekick. So here's what I think they're going to do. Is there's going to be all these great characters that help out Michael Burnham, and then at the last episode, you're going to realize that she's just been imagining these people to help her.
You know what?
Doing all this stuff on her own.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind if they would help her the whole
Her
time, but
imaginary friends?
we would see their development. But literally, when there was jokes that people made about Michael Burnham, that she was the greatest. Literally, go to the last episode of season 2 that destroyed basically Discovery for me. Yeah, the last episode. Until that moment, I was completely fine with the show. I was apologetic about many things they have done. But the last episode, they literally, when Michael said that she's going to take the Red Angel suit and she's going into the future and she's going to take the Discovery with her, that she's going to drag the ship into the future and everything. Saru came where there were people who decided that they will stay with Michael because of reasons. Saru came up front and said, "I know that you are going to say something beautiful, but I don't care. We are staying with you because you are who you are, you know." And this was exactly the pinnacle of bad writing, because they glorified her. And this is something that you never saw in any of the Star Trek shows, that a character got glorified. None of the characters got glorified when you go
Yeah,
back.
a lot of them had respect. You know, everyone was respected Picard. Everyone respected Cisco.
Because of what? Because of what they did. But nobody was glorifying them. You know, the only person who was basically glorified in all the Star Trek shows was actually Captain Sisko, and he was glorified only by the Bajorans because he was their emissary. You know, but he didn't accept this role. But Michael Burnham is embracing it. That's the biggest problem. And they need to tune it down to make the show actually good. And the show has potential. I still think the show has potential. Jesus, I'm talking so much right now. I'm just talking so much.
Ion says, Bird of Prey. Fan theory, the burn was the Omega particle. I thought it was clever, but then again, if they do explain it further and use that, they've messed it up. Yeah, that's not how Omega works. Now, Omega sounded like what happened in the Gorn sector.
You know what? I would so welcome if they said it was the Omega particle, and that the subspace was destroyed. I would
Right.
so.
Yeah, if they had said the Borg or something were experimenting with Omega, and it destroyed, 80% of the galaxy subspace.
Yeah,
And
so,
there's only
whatever.
Yeah, that would have made a hell of a lot more sense than all the dilithium explode.
I like the comment from Mr. Miles that you are highlighting right now.
Yeah,
that I called the Dr. Joe. You know,
we don't know that that's the name he would take in the timeline that followed.
I'm just trying to.
There's a chance, though.
To say that I have my
so.
knowledge of Star Trek, that I have the knowledge of Star Trek, and that there is a nerd card somewhere here in the mess of my home
not in
office.
season 3, but in season 4 he can definitely come in. Robert Picardo, definitely. He's going to come back for Picard season 2, so he'll definitely come. I'm pretty sure he'll come back for.
They said that he will come for Picard season 2, and in Picard season 2, actually, I would like to see Sela, for example, as well.
Oh yeah, she's great.
Tasha Yar's daughter from Yesterday's Enterprise.
Okay.
This is a character that we could see, that we could actually really meet. And that would be an interesting plot because she's a Romulan, you know.
Yeah.
A northern Romulan because she has the ridges. Some crew have experienced a lot like of areas Chekhov, but not as expected. Yeah, in everything. Yeah, agree. The spore
Exactly.
drive would be Janeway's greatest gift to the Federation. You know what, Carlo? With the spore drive, actually, I would even accept spore drive right after Janeway came home, and it would be something like, yeah, we were working on something. We were working on something because we had the slipstream, but it was basically a fake out in the episode. What was it called? Fear. So something basically the final episode of season 6, I think it was. But yeah, if Sport Drive was something that where Federation would say, yeah, you know, we were working on this type of space travel, on this type of propulsion, or how do you want to call it? But yeah, you made it earlier than we expected. It would be perfect after Janeway, you know. So she came. Voyager came home, and there were people working on the spore drive. It would be perfect. It literally is something nonsensical in the 23rd century, and I still don't buy. And once again, one of those reasons that Discovery season 2, the last episode, broke it for me, is I always say Discovery is not Fight Club. There are people talking about. There would be people talking about Discovery. You know, first rule of Fight Club: we don't talk about Fight Club. All the jokes, but there you can ban the talks about Discovery within the Starfleet. But I'm 100% sure you cannot stop it within the Federation, and not with Klingons, not with characters like Matt, not with others. They met basically.
I'm gonna hop down, Bird.
Yeah, no problem, Wes. In fact, I was going to give
Wesley, it was great talking to you. Thank you
Thanks
very
for
much.
having me up.
Yeah.
Later,
I'm going to
Wesley.
give everybody an
Take care.
8-minute warning, and we're coming up on 3 hours. I think I'm going to end it at the 3-hour mark.
And
It's been going a while.
It's past 2:30 on a Wednesday, so
You got to get some rest.
on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, Tuesday. Sorry, on a no. What's today's date? Today's Tuesday, right? Yeah,
Today's Tuesday. So,
Yes,
Tuesday for me. It's Wednesday for you.
It's Wednesday for me already for 1.5 hours. Yeah. So we
Hail,
have
Ace, Mr. Freeze.
So we have Deep Space Nine Wednesday. Yay!
Yes, I've actually already got the file uploaded. I've got the thumbnail created. I've got the text done, so it's all ready to go. I just
And-
have to fire up XSplit. I
and
have
please-
to create the live stream in the morning.
Yeah. And I apologize for talking so much.
You don't have to apologize, Joseph. Give me a break. Thomas says, Bird of Prey, sorry, my cat keeps commenting. It's okay, Thomas. It's okay. Hail, Karoga. Again, Carlo. Absolutely. Mr. Miles says, like when Picard helped Spock's father control his emotions, talked all about Spock, but not a mention of Burnham.
Weird.
Robert Roses, they could just use the Guardian of Forever to fix everything. Of course. There's
There are
so many ways they could have fixed things.
Yeah, definitely.
Thomas is down with Karoga. And Carlos says it's Wednesday now.
Yeah, it is, definitely.
Well, before we go, Joseph, you have anything you want to say?
I think I talked too much already.
Daniel.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Daniel's Hot
Well, okay.
Topics.
You know what? Okay, first of all, one of the things I want to say is, you know that Section 31 show they say is coming out? It may not be a Section 31 show. It could just be a Michelle Yeoh spin-off show. I mean, we don't know what it is. It could be anything, right? Remember in the trailer for
Right.
Discovery, she said, remember in the trailer, she said, I'm going to enjoy this new world,
Yes.
which means she's going to stay there, right? She wants to stay there. You know, she feels comfortable there. Also, all the time travel tech was destroyed after the temporal wars, right? So they're stuck there. So I'm
Well,
thinking maybe her spin-off show will be in that time period. I hope so. I want her to be in this time period, right? Because it's so interesting.
Yeah, the thing is,
the time travel tech. Discovery can time travel with just the spore drive. It doesn't need anything else to time travel. They said early on that the spore drive connected both time and space.
Yeah, but we only saw it travel ahead in time for like a few months, like ahead in the future. We didn't see it go backwards in time.
But I mean, I'm just saying, it to me they've already made it clear that it's a time machine. The spore network can go through time and space. Also, presumably, they have the specifications to build another time suit if they can find another time crystal, which granted,
which is on Borath probably, and still is, because Borath is, according to the lore that we get from Discovery.
Right. I mean, who knows?
It can be pretty simple. Those time crystals can be simple there. I can just before we finish, since Daniel brought it up here, I have just one thing to say about it. Honestly, I don't want to have a Section 31 show because I extremely enjoyed Section 31 in all the episodes that we got it as a secret organization, and I'm not sure if I want to have this lore destroyed or by basically digging into it. Michelle Yeoh is great. I like her character, everything about her. I like the actress. I'm totally for having a spin-off show, whatever. But I'm not sure if I want a Section 31 show, because it would be something only like a procedural crime show.
So yeah, I think that her spin-off show could be set in this time period. Remember Calypso? That short Calypso? Remember the Discovery was in that nebula for like 1,000 years?
Yes.
So it's possible. People are saying it's possible they're in the 42nd century, the late 42nd century, in that Calypso episode. Because think about it, they go into the 32nd century, and then they go into a nebula, and they wait for 1,000 years. So they should be in the 42nd century by now, or by then.
It would be the oldest spaceship in the world.
And also, you know what? It's possible Georgiou leaves Discovery there, and then disembarks to go on her own adventure in 3188. That's probably how our spin-off show will be.
I mean, it could be Section 31 helping get the Federation back together.
Yeah, possible. Or you know what? She probably wants to rebuild her empire, most likely.
Which would be extremely funny. Anyway, this is, I think, for another discussion, and Bert wants to finish the stream.
No, it's okay, Daniel.
Is it okay? Is it okay? Okay.
Yeah, dude. Let Daniel talk. I mean, he hasn't.
No. I don't. I'm talking about the Bert. It is only about you, because otherwise, now I'm in a mood where I could talk like 4 hours right now.
And I gotta say, I really hope Unification 3 connects to like TOS and the TNG episodes, because if they do that, that will be confirmation. Yes, it's in the same timeline, because a lot of people are like, "Oh no, it's in a different timeline," so we don't know the history of this timeline. You know all those conspiracy theories out there. Like, oh,
I know, and I kind of enjoy them, because I have a hard time believing that Discovery could fit into the same timeline as Enterprise and TOS.
Yeah,
and
but if
TNG.
true, if true, then it just devalues everything. What's the point? What's the point if it's a completely different reality?
Well, I mean, what was the point of the JJ films? They still found some success. They're still not the worst things in the world, even though they're in a different reality.
The thing is, I honestly don't want to split the timeline anymore because it will become only too confusing and actually shattered, literally, if I should take a title of an Voyager episode. Yeah. And thank you very much, Wesley, for your kind words, and Carlo as well. But I feel comfortable being on these streams. I'm not sure if the hosts feel comfortable me having on the me being on the streams, but I feel comfortable.
Do.
Thank you very much.
Anything else you want to say, Daniel?
Okay. I am so excited for the future of Trek, right? I am so excited. This is so fun. And also I really do hope they do that DS9 revival series, because come on, that's the only way to get Avery Brooks back as Cisco, because I don't think he wants to come in for a cameo on Picard or something, because I hear that he's not doing so well right now.
Yeah, I don't think he's healthy enough to do a DS9 show.
Well, I mean, if Patrick Stewart can do it, he's almost 80, right? And
yeah,
Cisco is right.
If you've ever watched him on any of the convention, shows, he just doesn't look, like he's up to it anymore.
Yeah.
And Thomas Scott says that Avery Brooks is done.
I hope he's doing okay. I mean, I would hate to think that he wasn't healthy enough to do the show, but it's possible.
You know what? Honestly, I found him a little bit weird on the Netflix documentary that Shatner did, The Captains.
He is weird. He's a weird guy. There's no getting around that.
That is so true.
Weird doesn't mean bad, though.
Yeah, and the intendant has a good point here. Strange New Worlds already has first assistant directors. They've been talking about Section 31 show for 3 years and not even officially greenlit yet. Yeah, you know what? The Section 31 actually, when you go back to the last episode of season 2, the final shot. This is exactly the moment where I said, okay, this is something that I would enjoy watching, because it was the Enterprise with Kirk, Spock, and number 1. Sorry, not Kirk. Pike, number 1, and Spock on the bridge, and it was just perfect. I loved that shot. This was the only redeeming part of that episode for me. Yeah, so Section 31 is probably not greenlit yet, but definitely Strange New Worlds is something that I'm looking forward to.
Lugerville, anything to say?
I would say if they do Strange New Worlds correctly, it would be probably the best Trek. But other than that, no, I don't have anything to say. My brain is reeling from all these theories.
And Daniel is very good at those.
Yeah,
well,
and
it's good to talk about.
In the Strange New World show, they can probably maybe go into the explanation of why this Starfleet looks, different. Because I heard this theory online that maybe, okay, in TOS it looked less advanced than it does in Discovery. Well, they say, well, maybe Control had something to do with it. Control is still around, right? Possibly. Maybe Control goes into Starfleet computers and kind of like screws things up. Maybe they have to downgrade because, of the Control virus. It's possible. I mean, what do you think?
I mean, that's basically what happened on Battlestar Galactica. They had to go back to old tech. So that Cylon's going to give them viruses.
Daniel, are you on Twitter?
No.
You're not on Twitter, okay. Anyway, if somebody wants to add me, I just put my Twitter address to the chat. I'm barely posting something, but I'm commenting on a lot of stuff, and there are many people who are Discovery positive that I'm following. So if somebody wants to see those, those chats and threads, feel free to follow me. You will find me there. Yeah. Anyway, Bert, I think I'm getting tired, so thank you very much for having me on the stream.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. I'm going to call it a night here. Tomorrow, about 5 p.m. Eastern, DS9 Wednesday, Indiscretions. See you all there, hopefully. Have a great night.
See ya.
Qapla.
Qapla.
Bird out.